Yes, hello. Hello, hello. I'm back. Sorry for the late stream. I've been very busy. But I'm not one to make excuses. So let's get this party started, eh? Let's just get this going. Hold on, wait, where's my chat? Let me pull up my chat. God, please don't make me log in again. All right, oh my God, there's already people in the chat. It's the middle of the night. Okay, I'll watch for a little bit. Thank you for no reasons. Hi, Raisin. All right, let's just start.
If you visit the Rippaverse, you'll see just how I move differently. Got more arm hair than an armchair. That's why they call me Papa Bear, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. My business got so many factors, and I got so many detractors. Those suckers gonna need to me, and Iceland's gonna sue me, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. Got 100,000 comics without any buyers, and a lot of insurance for warehouse fires, because it is what it is, and what it isn't ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. I sold 3D assets to a bunch of asshats for a pile of cash that's all gone up in smoke, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is, and what it isn't ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it.
All right, everybody, how is it going? Annie is a hairy rainbow frog. Zombie bomb, go fuck yourself. Morse code, what's up? What's up, dude? All right, Cheese Vault. All right, I'm done watching. All right, well, thank you for joining, Cheese. I sincerely appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's late, you guys. I know it's late. I apologize for that. But like a wise man once said, it is what it is. And God damn it, I wasn't even done getting the links ready. Oh well, we'll just go. Do fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Just give everybody a minute to pile in. And goodness, man, it's been really busy for me. I got home and I took a nap, you guys. I was so fucking tired. I was just oh my God, I'm not even fucking recording. Hold up. All right, there we go. Now I'm recording. All right, are my levels good? Testing 1 2. Let me make sure everything is working. Oh my God, I'm panicking. All right, everything should be okay. Cappy Lover, hi, Cappy. Hope you're doing well. Oh, man, do you guys see those pictures of... every time I see Cappy Lover in the chat or I think about you, I think about the Daily Wire because I know you kind of like them. But, man, I haven't seen that new show, Busy. That would require you to work. Friedrich Marx. Shut your... God damn it. It's late at night and there's already mutiny in the chat. I woke up from a fucking nap and this is the bullshit that I have to deal with. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah. What's that show called? Mr. Bircham? I'm like, bro, this show is so like not funny. I know it was pretty cringe. And it's kind of upsetting because I love Adam Carolla. You know, some of the people that are tied to that show, like I do like. I think they're good people, but like, yeah, it's boom. Yeah, I like that Nick Fuentes comment. It's like, you know, they just fired Candace Owens. You know, they're going after people for lawful speech again because of the whole Israel, Palestine, whatever nonsense. And they're like, all right, we got our fingers on the pulse of the community, the conservative community. We're going to Mr. Butchum show or Burchum, whatever. And it's a no nonsense show. And I was like, dude, like 90s Simpsons was way better. King of the Hill was just light years ahead of the show. and that show has been gone for who knows how long now. The Critic, also a great show of the 90s. Early 2000s, we had a Clone High. Those shows are fantastic. I mean, look, there is an opportunity for this Mr. Bertram show to be really funny. And I don't know what it is. I think, did Jeremy Boring, you got to correct me, did Jeremy Boring write that show? Because it's not funny. Like, I would love to pitch a show to Daily Wire, and it would be like, you know, doing the fake hate crime stuff with the puppets. I think that would be really funny. Just infinitely better show. Jeez, man. But I don't know, man. Like, I feel like if I were to like link up with the Daily Wire, you know, I'd have to change up real quick. I'd have to be pro-war. I'd have to be pro-Israel. I'd have to be pro-spying on the government via AIPAC and all that shit. And I don't know if I could do it. And then I'll get fat like Gina Carano. You know, she went from being a UFC warrior. Literally, this woman is a warrior. And she went from being literally an action star to being incredibly fat. And it's really upsetting. This is what the Daily Wire does to people. Luckily, Candace Owens got out. She still has her beauty and her youth, and she's thin. So good for her. I mean, dude, she was the rock star of Daily Wire, man. So, you know, whatever. They lost a good one. He's got Twitter open. There is a chance of old gassy lightsaber. Oh, God. That is true. Well, let's not delay. We got to get into the stories. Very little politics. There's nothing going on. Really nothing going on at all. But we do have some cringe here. You know, it's, the general election is right around the corner. And all these cries about fascism, they're coming back. So be prepared. Oh, what is this? Yeah, Trevor Rath, a homie, clapping and pretending to be moved by her song so I can eat her pussy. Yeah, I too am an ally, you know, just to get chicks. Sometimes it works. Actually, most of the time it works. It's actually really easy. I'll just I'll litter the floor of my car with like Bernie Sanders literature. They're like, oh, I just knew you were a good guy. Candace is staving while Gina is well fed by Goyslop. Women won't stop eating. Look, it's not Gina Carano's fault, man. She had a career at Disney. You know, she was a rising star, and Disney kneecapped her. And then, of course, Daily Wire, you know, Ben Shapiro's like, oy, hey, come over here, Gina. We'll take care of you. And then they just kept getting her fat and putting her in really shitty movies. What was it, like Little House on the Prairie, but like dark or some shit or whatever it was? I don't know. Nothing the Daily Wire produces is good, with the exception of What Is a Woman documentary. It was surprisingly decent. Yeah, again, not the biggest fan of Matt Walsh, but you know, give credit where credit is due. All right, so we got the TikTok cringe. It's coming back. All right, let's hear this nonsense.
It's beginning to look a lot like fascism. Everywhere you go, take.
Who did you vote for? Who did you vote for? Kind of cute TikTok girl.
Look at Australia, locking up Aboriginals. Just a few more steps to genocide.
Why are they locking them up? Are they committing crimes? Let's see. Walsh is great. Terror on the Prairie. Yeah, Terror on the Prairie. He's based on Israel. I don't know about based on Israel, but like he is kind of speaking out against the hate speech laws that Congress is on the brink of passing, or they already did. Who knows if they're going to put a stop to it, but it's pissing people off. For no reason, I am a fascist. Yeah, we are pro-fascist here. Omega Tony is God. Oh my God, she's like Trudeau's wife. I know, dude, but like, no, didn't she leave him? Somebody look that up for me in the chat. All right, let's continue watching this cringe.
It's beginning to look a lot like fascism.
Good. That's what I want.
Most of the world is blind, but it's never going to end this totalitarian trend as long as you comply. You gave your freedom away.
Yeah, dude, if I was her boyfriend, I'd be like, oh, babe, you're so good at singing. Hold up. Let me call up the America's Got Talent people. Let's get you on there. You know, let's cash in. But really, I would just want to get laid.
For protection, they say that's the oldest trick in the book. But the protection of tyrants and corporate giants is not as safe as it looks. And Google, Facebook, YouTube are now burning all the books. It's beginning to look a lot like fascism. We've seen this all before.
Dude, this girl looks like she complies. Like, she loves to comply. She looks like she enjoyed wearing a mask. She's probably triple vaccinated. And yeah, now all of a sudden they're worried about fascism, but it's like a different kind. And you know, these dorks can rebuke the corporations all they want, but all these leftist dorks like Destiny, Hassan Piker, the TYT dorks, they all have the exact same opinions as Google, Microsoft, Apple, Nike, Netflix, so on and so forth. Her video is great fascist propaganda. She sold me on it. Friedrich Marx, she didn't have to sell me on it, but I'm more into it now than ever before. All right, let's continue. It's a few more seconds left.
But with greater technology and a high-tech technocracy, they'll track and trace you in and out your door. It's beginning to look a lot like fascism. And I won't hold my tongue. And you may not agree with me, but to try and stop my speech would be a slippery slope.
Yeah, I got a slippery slope for you, sweetheart. Oh, all right. Yeah, they separated. She's a good singer. She's okay, I guess. The Cheese Vault, you're drooling. Cheese, get in Discord, man. Get your ass in here. I want to hear your adorable voice. I miss you, buddy. The door is open for you. Well, let me make sure it actually is. Hold up 1 second. Shit. No, it isn't. All right, where are you, Cheese? Hold up. The hell are you? I'm trying to find you on. Doesn't say you're on Discord. Oh, yeah, there you are. Hold up. All right, there you go. Yeah, the Cheese Vault repent. I'm not wearing clothes. You don't need to wear clothes. I just want to hear your voice. Who's messaging me? Oh, Tyronius. I'll look at that later. I'm doing the show, goddammit. All right, so yeah. The dorks concerned trolling about fascism, they're back. Dude, this chick's probably autistic, dude. Look at this little drawing in the background. She probably drew that when she was like a kid. They're like, draw your feelings. And this is what she drew. Let's see. Oh, you wear clothes sometimes, Cheese? Not when he's in Vegas. Oh! The Cheese Vault, did you beat the bug game yet? Vault never wears clothes. No, I have smeared it again. Screamed. I don't even know what you said. I'm about to get a stroke reading that, Cheese. Goodness. All right, well, let's continue. What else do we got here? There's oh yeah. Shit. I really wanted to I don't want to get too much into the story, but there was an Ashley Biden diary that leaked a long time ago. And it detailed how Sleepy Creepy Joe would kind of lurk in the shadows and then come out of nowhere. He's like, oh, I too need a shower with you. And he would go into the shower and be there with Ashley Biden, nude and all. And Snopes initially said that the claim was unproven. A diary authored by U.S. President Joe Biden's daughter, it's not really the president though, Ashley Biden describes inappropriate actions taken towards her by her father when she was a child. Well, how times have changed, because now the statement is true. Apparently, Ashley Biden, daughter of Joe Biden, stated to the judge overseeing the case regarding the theft of the diary that she is like, I don't know, being victimized every day now that everybody can read the contents of the diary, yada, yada. By the way, if this diary situation is true at face value, this is a pretty bad story for Joe Biden. Even if it's not true, now that this exists, this is going to spell a lot of trouble for it. And Libs of TikTok writes, left-wing fact-checkers Snopes are now admitting that Ashley Biden's diary is verified after Ashley wrote a letter to the judge confirming the diary is hers and is real. Here's the before and after. Interesting, but there's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that. By the way, the Krassensteins are doing a lot of damage control on behalf of the regime because, of course, they are feds and they are tricksters. Good-for-nothing tricksters. Ashley Biden wrote a letter to the judge confirming the diary is real and belongs to her. Here's a reminder of what the diary said. So I'm just going to read this paper note really quick to you guys. I can't read a lot of this. I mean, dude, she's got a boy's handwriting. Grade and shaving the boys my underpants, hypersexualize a young age. What is this due to? Was I molested? I think so. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma. I remember not liking the Wolzak's house. I remember somewhat being sexualized with Caroline. I remember, I don't know what the hell this was crossed out or whatever, but she's at a young age. Showers with my dad, probably not appropriate. Now, I don't know what it is. I'm not here to mislead people, but something about this story stinks. There's the truth is lurking in the shadows. It's right there in front of me, and I don't know what it is, and I just can't put my finger on it. Joe Biden is a disgusting creep. This family doesn't have skeletons in the closet. They got like aliens in their basement. Just something really weird is going on here. This post went viral, 1.6 million views. So we will see. Let's see. Raisin, I will tomorrow, I swear. The left will defend him to the end no matter what evil things he did. I'm walling asleep. All right, for no reason. Says having sex with friends at a young age. Oh, okay. My brain is turning off for no reason. Oh, okay. Well, go to bed for no reason. I'm glad that you came by and said hi. Biden is being false me too. Omega Tony. Yeah, maybe. By his own daughter. Learn to use your eyeballs. Zombie Bong. You're testing me. You know, I didn't do my spiel. Fuck. Damn it. Where's my prompter at? There it is. All right. So, really quick, before I continue on with the rest of the stories, everyone, I am glad to be here once again for another exciting episode of the Watchfrogs. I appreciate every single one of you joining as always. Now, before we begin, well, we already did, but please be aware, I am streaming on dlive, Trovo, Kick, Facebook, Rumble, X, formerly known as Twitter, Twitch.tv, and YouTube. For those who enjoy or prefer the audio-only experience of the show, you can head over to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else where podcasts exist. Of course, the links are in the description. There are also a handful of other ways to support the show and to keep me independent. Feel free to head over to my Subscribestar page, my Locals page, or toss a generous donation in my Cash App. I'll greatly appreciate it. Now, let's continue. He has glasses on. Take it easy. Shut the fuck up, Cheese. Oh, man. Dude, I'm being roasted in the chat. Well, I don't know. Oh, my God, Cheese. I can't stand you right now. All right, you're never welcome to my house again. How about that? All right, so this is actually kind of interesting. Finally, Bill Burr stands up to Bill Maher and his shilling for that country in the Middle East. This went viral. Let's 2.4 million views. I'm gonna react to it. Let's see what's up.
You don't realize that college campuses erupted with the kids demonstrating for Hamas? They are in with the terrorists.
They were for the Palestinians.
Well, it's sort of the same cause. Why, are you?
I'm on the side of the kids.
Yeah, that's easy to say. You know, no one wants to see kids dead. This is a war.
That was very brave of you to say that.
This is a war. No, I'm the one who's actually brave on this.
Pat yourself on the back.
It's easy to say I'm for the kids. Who's not for the kids?
Well,
it comes down to real hard-nosed decisions. Like a country.
Stop talking like you're a general.
A country got attacked. Israel got attacked.
I'm not saying that they didn't have a right to go back. I'm just sitting there going like, how do I look at what?
They're the only country in the world that they get attacked, and then as soon as they counterattack, it's like, well, we got to stop this shit now. Don't attack them. There's a very simple solution to all this problem in the Middle East. Stop attacking Israel.
Hey, you
Stop
just solved
attacking
it.
Israel.
You just solved it.
I actually did.
There you go. That's fantastic.
Anyway.
All right.
We don't need to get onto that.
Let's go to Russia and the Ukraine. How do you solve that one, Bill? Let me hear your hard-nosed decision about that. Well, let me ask you a question. How is war still legal? With all this shit that's been canceled.
Legal.
Why is that still fucking legal?
Yeah, I agree with Cheese here. The comedian shouldn't be into politics. Exhibit A. Yeah. I think literally like almost every single comedian who has any sort of like political view that's espoused on the internet, like they all suck. They're all shit. And yeah, Bill Maher is definitely, you know, a part of that problem. And so is Bill Burr. Him and his fat wife. Like the fat wife is like a huge wokester. And yeah, just an obnoxious fat lady going out and flipping off the president, the real one. And no, we can't have that. We can't have that.
Would you like a real answer to that? Because for something to be illegal, you have to have the capacity to enforce it. And you can't enforce against war, or else you have to go to war with the country that's going to war. And we don't want to go to war with Russia over Ukraine. What would be the sense of making it illegal? Oh, that's really going to stop Putin. No. To stop people from going to war, you have to also put
You can't sit down and talk it out. Why can't Putin do a podcast with the head guy Like, you just solved the Middle East on a podcast. Why can't they solve what they're doing on a podcast?
This is why this is not your thing.
Make some hard-nosed decisions.
This is my
It's not your thing. It's what you.
It is my thing.
It isn't your thing.
This is not
it
your
isn't.
thing.
You're like that guy that has a fantasy football team and thinks he's a fucking GM.
No.
That's exactly what it is. Like, why am I fucking listening to you like you've done something? What have you done in Washington? Nothing.
Exactly. And a lot of these fucking dorks, what's going on, AC? Yes, I am back. Yeah, all these fucking dorks on the left, like, this doesn't just apply to Bill Maher. Destiny. It's never done shit. But, you know, the dude's on BBC, he's on CNN. For whatever reason, people want this cuckold, this literal cuck, to go on TV and espouse basically the same talking points that Bill Maher has. And for once, I actually kind of agree with Bill Burr here. Bill Burr is a moron, but, like, again, like, Bill Maher's never done shit. You know, again, he promotes war. He promotes violence. He's allowed to have a platform, a massive platform, and he doesn't know anything about anything. And he's like, yeah, why does anybody listen to these dorks? They're fucking idiots. God, man. Throw the fat people over at TYT. They're awful. They don't know anything about anything, especially crime. I mean, Cenk Uygur, how many L's is that guy is going to have to take before people just, I mean, they're already losing their audience, but you know what I mean. Hassan Piker, total loser. Yeah, guys, please hit that like button. Support the show. Yeah, but there's more where that came from. Let me see some of the comments here. Hopefully no one's posting porn. Bill Burr's gone full lib, courtesy of his wife. So he's a lib because of the very sensible take. Yeah, dude, like, here's the problem, man. Like, dude, like, people are seeing images of, like, these little kids and, you know, getting blown up and stuff, and no one's jiving with that at all. Nobody's okay with that at all. And it's like, well, dude, you know, why... They're so surprised by this anti-Israel response. And they're just like, I don't understand. There's all this anti-Semitism. Well, you know, because kids are getting blown up, and that's what people see. It's all over the internet. Honestly, this is completely embarrassing by Bill Burr. Bill Maher savagely owns him here. Did we just see the same clip? Bill Maher has been outwardly contentious towards Arabs for years. Sick of him. Dude, that's not even like the worst thing about him. Bill Burr is a legend. Debatable. Dang, this brought out a lot of the weirdos. Yeah, including you. This is what constitutes being that dude. Back in the day, we called this having a conversation with a friend. I always wanted to say this to Bill Maher. The dude is too hard-headed to think straight. Needs a young, malleable brain, which he doesn't have anymore. No, I mean, he knows what he's doing. The guy's a duplicitous hack. The guy's a liar. That's what he does. He works for the regime. He works on behalf of the regime. And, you know, it's getting a lot worse. I mean, dude, like, Bill Burr is like is a lefty moron, and so is Bill Maher. But, you know, you got regime infighting, and I think this is fantastic. This is what I want. I'm going to have a big stream tomorrow. A lot of people are mad at me on Twitter. Wait, really? First time I have ever been tempted to rush somewhere and post porn. Zombie bomb, you better not. I'll be so fucking mad at you. Puppet owners that love puppets equal puppies. Okay. Bad raising. Self-promotion is no unless you come to our Diddy party. I mean, goofy party. Stupid autocorrect. Yeah, dude, you have to attend at least 2 Diddy parties to do self-promotion. You gotta do what Justin Bieber did and chow down on Magic American cock in a nightclub. I'm cranking my hog right now. Don't read this out loud. God damn it, man. All right, well. Yeah, that's basically it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me check my bookmarks really quick. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, because there's nothing going on in politics. Yeah, I can't watch some of this stuff. I gotta save it and edit it. Did I read this one? Let's see. Let's watch this really quick.
Who have fought factually, respectfully, and relentlessly for the truth over the last 3 years. As of 4/10/24, I got another one of these certified letters from the state election board. Every time I get one of those letters, my wife sets it on my desk and she says, "You got another one of those certified letters. I hope you're not being indicted this time." But anyways, as of that letter, it has now been factually proven that both the hand audit, this is really, really important, and the certified machine count, yes, the certified count, have both been found to be in violation of Georgia election law. Based on these findings, to those that have fought factually, respectfully, and relentlessly, I'll close with one word: vindicated.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. However, there has been recent polling that I guess President Trump is up 10 points in Nevada, where I live. I don't know if that's true or not. That sounds kind of like a psyop to me, but is it possible? Sure. I'll believe it when I see it. But all over the country, all over all these states, all these battleground states, Trump is surging, which is what I predicted a long time ago. Like I stopped paying attention to the polls early on in the year. We're halfway through the year at the time of doing this podcast, and the polls have tightened a long time ago, and now he is surging ahead, inching slowly but surely ahead of Joe Biden. And the only way that they're going to be able to prevent a Trump victory is if they engage in election shenanigans, which is what they did in 2020 and 2022. Will they be able to? Maybe. Will it happen? Maybe. I'm banking on it. I think they're going to do it. They're going to attempt another massive steal. And the only way that we can prevent that is by getting everybody that you know to vote. Vote in person. I still believe voting in person is the proper thing to do. And to, of course, hang on to your mail-in ballot in the event that they shut down the machines. Well, at least you filled out a ballot and you can drop it off and hope that they count it. But whether or not they count it is anybody's, no one really knows what they're going to do with the ballots, especially if they're going to be counting the ballots in secret. So who knows? But that's really about it going on in politics. We're going to be talking about Lauren Southern later on because there's been some interesting stuff going on there. All right, let's get into the pop culture shit. So, yeah, this could have been part of the 304 segment, to be honest. Chris Pratt jokes Usher is wife Catherine Swarschen N-word hall pass. I can't blame her. Dude, this is like some straight up cuckery. And again, this is why I don't like the Hollywood shit. I'm not down with the Marvel stuff. Again, I'm stepping away from all that, and I just don't want to be a part of it because this is the kind of cuckery that is promoted and endorsed. And I sent something to Cheese to make fun of him because he loved Guardians of the Galaxy. We reviewed it here on the show, and I was like, I don't know, I thought the fucking movie sucked. I thought it was shit, and I stand by that. However, I got a bad feeling about all this. And you know what? My feeling, once again, vindicated. I can't blame her. The Garfield voice actor said of his wife's love for the You Got It Bad singer. Yeah, okay, let me explain this headline. All right, so, yeah, Cuck Pratt. That's what we're going to call him now, Cuck Pratt. So there's this meme in, like, the dating culture right now where people like joke about having hall passes. So basically, like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, let's say me and Cheese are dating and Cheese is my girlfriend, and Cheese is like, oh yeah, Chris Pratt is my hall pass. So that if I give Cheese a hall pass, that means he can have sex with that one special person, which would be Chris Pratt. So apparently, I guess they joked about having a hall pass. He joked about having a hall pass with his wife. So that means if the wife had an opportunity to make passionate love to Usher, who was groomed sexually by P. Diddy, by the way, he'd be like, okay, I guess, I gave the hall pass to her. And he can't blame her. So that's where this comes from. Yeah, she's yeah. Yeah. Catherine Swarschen N-word got it bad for Usher. The author and influencer's husband, Chris Pratt, joked to Entertainment Tonight that Usher is his wife's hall pass after he noticed how much she loves the My Way singer. She knows every word, Pratt 44 said of Catherine's Usher lyric knowledge. I didn't even know that until we were doing a little road trip and she started putting on Usher. And man, she knows every single word, so I guess Usher's her hall pass. I can't blame her, added the Garfield movie star in this Entertainment Tonight interview, which was published May 13th. Pratt's comments came after Catherine, 34, excitedly danced and sang along with the R&B legend from home during his Super Bowl 2024 halftime show in February, as seen in a video posted by her husband to Instagram. Ooh. Catherine related to a number of Usher's hits throughout the performance. At one point, she belts out the final words to the singer's 2005 hit, Caught Up. In another moment, the Goodnight Sister author flashed two fingers at Pratt's camera as she sang along with the lyrics to Confessions Part 2. Yeah, dude, this is a red flag. If like a woman that you're seeing is like overly obsessed with like a pop star like this, that's a problem. When Usher's saying "Don't leave your girl around me," was he talking to me? The Jurassic World actor wrote in his caption, jokingly referring to Usher's 2001 song "You Don't Have to Call." Oh, bro, dude, what's going on here, man? Isn't this guy supposed to be a Christian? Wasn't this guy kind of bullied? Like they're like you fucking the courting was like, oh my god, the woke Hollywood. They're going after Chris because he's based in Chris TradCon or whatever the fuck. Dude, he's not, bro. They got to him, man. He's a cuck, dude. Yeah, you know, eventually I'm gonna be in a loving, committed relationship, and we're not doing any of this shit. None of this postmodern shit is gonna fly with me. This is bullshit. This is weird. This is cringe. And I don't endorse it. What do you guys think? I want to hear your... What the hell? There's already over 100 messages in the chat. Jesus Christ, you guys. Notice how Cheese and Geo didn't say no homo or no Diddy. The tension has risen. Apparently, I mean, no homo, bro. No Diddy, bro. Did Annie eat poop or suck brown dongs? What the fuck? Oh my god, what's going on here? Let's see. The puppets are still wet from his nap. Doesn't seem right. I hear something at my front door. I live way out in the country. It's scary. Should I go look? Don't go. It could be a cop, especially if you're armed and you open the door armed. You're going to get shot like that Navy guy. Celebratory crushes are cringe. This is even worse. I know, right? He got the call. Hello, all my... Yeah, I know, right? Cappy lover? Yeah. Harvey Weinstein's associates are like, oy, hey, Chris, like, you're out of line, you know? We got to do some correcting, you know? And yeah, he got the call. Now he's like, okay, he's got to pass off his wife to Usher. God damn it. I fucking hate celebrities. I hate celebrities so much. Oh, they're so worse. How many hall passes did the quartering wife have? I'm sure she's seen plenty people as a flight attendant. She's not a flight attendant, I think. I think she's an actual pilot. If she is a flight attendant, you're probably right. I don't think she needs hall passes. She kind of just does what she wants because Jeremy from the quartering is like a pathetic nerd. And he can't really control the women. I wish I saved receipts because somebody from the war band asked me for them. But I know for a fact that she has a kid and it's not Jeremy's. And I swear on my life I'm not imagining this. They did break up. And then he just started recently posting that they got back together again. Dude, the guy's fucking weird. Like, Jeremy from the Quartering is weird. And he was, like, posting images of himself in a hot tub with, like, Sydney Watson. And he's like, I'm going to touch her butt and shit. I'm like, it's like, okay, well, I know he's single now. But now, like, he's not. I don't get it. Like, he's so fucking weird. Like, the dude's just unbelievably weird. Cappy lover. I like Jeremy. I used to. Like, I feel like if we were hanging out, maybe he wouldn't be, like, that bad. But, like, he's just a sloppy drunk. You know, he's just kind of cringe and, you know... And then like the litmus test was Eric July. He's like, I can't believe people are just so tilted by some random guy's comic. Dude, the comic has nothing to do with it. We're not mad at the comic, Isom, which is the worst comic book ever written and produced. We're mad at Eric July because he's potentially allegedly scamming a charity. He's threatening to kill people and he's filing false DMCA claims against others. And he has even struck down some of my videos, some of my streams because we made fun of him. And, yeah, so Jeremy is just inherently dishonest, and I don't like him. Fuck him. She is a pilot. She flies basketball teams through... Disavow. I don't know what it was. Probably just an animal or something. Oh, okay. Well, for no reason, please be careful. July is a rainbow man. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, he's awful. Dude, you know what? Have you guys heard of the new song, Backwards? Backwards just got back together again. Apparently, it's safe to watch it. Let me see. Backwards white pill. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, oh, here it is. Oh, 5 minutes? I don't know if I can listen to all this. All right, so this is going to be fair use. Forgot why I unsubbed from him, though. The courting is so milquetoast. I don't know about X. I forgot why I unsubbed. Yeah, I unsubbed from him a long time ago just because, like, he's just a shill, dude. He sells dropship coffee, and he doesn't say anything interesting. He also pretends he's like, oh, I want to help small creators. I reached out to him. to be a part of the ProPublica website. He never got back to me. He never responded to me. And he's just a fucking liar, dude. The guy is a fucking liar. The guy's pathetic. He'll shill and defend people who can like help him in his content, like Eric July and Steven Crowder and stuff. And again, I don't really mind Steven Crowder. You know, whatever's going on with his personal shit, like it's got nothing to do with me. But still, like, the guy's obviously a liar. Well, I got 100 notifications on Twitter. People mad. I said nothing. I know, right? All right. So here's the backwards song. So apparently, oh man, I wish I could find the lyrics to this. Because there's like comments about the detractors on this track.
Another day, sailing away.
Damn, dude, Eric July's getting a lot of fucking weight. The camera needs to be like 20 feet away just for it to look flattering for him. Hell yeah, dude. I can slay orcs to this music. Not bad. This is what I said. I was like, dude, like Eric July just needs to like, you know, slow down with all the ISOM shit and release some backwards music and you know, kind of like diffuse the situation. It's like, okay, well, ISOM is dog shit, but at least you can like listen to this, you know. Geo avoiding my base comments. Oh, hold on. What'd you say? Why are black words taking white pills? They want to be white. Oh, bro, I don't know. Undid Chronic showed a clip of him and some white dude having a Coomer Boy moment. Whoa, tell me about this Coomer Boy moment. Show post a link in the Discord. I'll look at it. I want to know about this. To be frank, this genre is so easy as fuck to make. Yeah, it probably is. Oh hell yeah, dude. This goes pretty hard. I don't know. I feel like his singing has gotten worse, you know, because they went on hiatus for like a couple years or whatever. The passion just not there. I think he's scared. I think he's nervous because he's like, look, ISOM is a dud. The books aren't worth anything. Even the ones that he signed are selling for like $1 on eBay. And he's like, dude, this has to go fucking hard. He knows this has to go hard. And I think he's trying, but I think there's some hesitation there. Yeah, I could just like imagining like backwards opening up for like Papa Roach or something. They'd fit right in. All right, and I think this is Alex, the singer here. Yeah, I like the singer. This guy gets it. Hold on, what's going on here? Let's see. Chaz probably already eats ants. We should make Chaz eat ants. Yeah, I agree. Backwards is a decent band considering the members. Insects are good protein. Look, we don't eat the bugs here on this channel. Delete that comment. Like a lot of ants, like full of cup of ants, fire ants. Yes, Annie, grow your hair out and sing Chili Pepper songs with your puppets. I probably could. Dude, I could probably do this. If I wasn't so tired, I'd be singing along with it. Let's see. Friedrich Marx writes, Backwards is a decent band considering the members. Look, I don't have anything against any of the members except for Eric July. And, like, look, I'm not, like, a full-on Eric July hater. I mean, I am, but I'm not. You know, like, if something is decent, like, I'll be honest about it. The writing, atrocious. The story, atrocious. His streams, atrocious. However, the music, the screaming is pretty decent. Needs a little bit of work, but it is well recorded. The levels are good. It flows really well. The singer Alex is actually pretty good. I like the Alex guy. This is not bad at all. I was watching Revenge of the Sis, and like, look, I'm having a great time watching Dick Masterson, watching Royce Lopez, and all these guys just trash on Eric July because it's funny. But deep down, I'm like, look, the music's not too bad. But I was watching Revenge of the Sis, dude. I was in fucking tears because the chat was like making up names for the band. That's obviously not backwards. They're calling him like Bad Charlotte, Ooga Booga Stank. you know, just shit like that. And I was fucking crying. I was at work just laughing so goddamn hard. But yeah, this isn't too bad. Hell yeah, dude. Air July's like, open up the pit. And I'm like, oh shit. Dude, if he crowd surfed though, it'd be like a Lizzo situation. Somebody might die because he's gained so much fucking weight. It's better than Tim Pool though. Dude, I'd rather like, it's like, dude, like, would you rather go to a concert with Backwards or Tim Pool? I think the majority of people would be like, dude, I'd rather go see Backwards because Tim Pool's music is fucking awful and boring. Gio is a hater confirmed. This is why he never calls in at UC call-ins. Dude, when he, okay, look, I DM'd Professor Chronicus and I wanted to be on his show and we wanted to make it happen, but I was not able to make it because I'm renovating a property and I'm doing a lot of fucking work on it and it's going to be like that for at least a couple months. And I wanted to go on his show. I love Underchronic. Dude, his streams are fucking hilarious. Like, he's great. I love the War Band, but again, it was just a scheduling. It's a scheduling thing, and he doesn't like to do the streams late. He likes to do them in the middle of the day. So yeah, ROTC are good. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, they're hilarious guys. Every now and then they get a little out of hand because they, like, way back in the day, Matt Christensen had an issue, or I guess Royce had an issue with Matt because I guess Matt wasn't sufficiently defending somebody who he didn't even know. But it's just whiny titty bullshit. But yeah, I love Royce. I think he's hilarious. Chronic is going to steal his training here. I know, right? All right, so yeah, this is let me see. What are the comments saying? Everyone has been trying to black pill the shit out of me and break my spirit. Sometimes it feels like it's working. Backwards new track white pill couldn't have come at a better time. Oh, well, look at that. Eric July is already having a positive impact on people. And the original video on YouTube has over 500,000 views. So there is a demand for this music, unlike his shitty comic books. And people really enjoy it, man. Like, people legit enjoy this stuff. Again, I was unironically kind of enjoying it. I wanna hate on Eric July, but I can't, guys. I'm not gonna be dishonest here. All right, well, we gotta move on to more pop culture stuff. All right, so in the video game world, this girl starts chimping out.
Oh, be honest with me.
All right, let me just read what she wrote really quick before we watch this clip. As long as you don't make female puppets, then he'll be okay. No puppet single mothers allowed. It's still lesser than past rock. Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, it's no My Chemical Romance. That's for sure. I mean, it's no Seosin. It's no Falling in Reverse for sure. But it's no Ice Nine Kills. But if Backwards was playing before those guys, like, they opened up for them, like, I can see them opening up for like Loathe or something, and they would fit right in. And I think people would enjoy it, unironically. I don't know, man. I just don't think it's bad. I want to hate it, but I just don't think it's bad. It would suck, though, if, like, Tim Pool and Eric July would do a tour, because then, you know, I would go just to troll and just to throw shit at Tim Pool. Or, like, pay someone, like, $100 to run up on stage and rip off the beanie. All right, so, yeah. Taylor Morgan, who I have no idea who this is. Apparently, she's a popular streamer, a woman. I have never made a more desperate plea than what I am about to say right now. Riot Games at Riot Support, I need you guys to fucking do something. I am an incredibly strong person. I have been streaming for a very, very long time, but absolutely nothing prepares you for someone saying this to you. The suspensions are not enough. Nothing will ever stop these men from acting this way until hardware bans go into play. They should never be able to play the game again. I know you hear us. I know you see us. Oh, God, shut up, you fucking dumb bitch. If this goes unpunished, I am taking this as an active act from you that you do not give a single fuck about any of the women and minorities that play your game, and I will rally to boycott. This is just absolutely not on. Watch me catch a suspension for leaving the game and having this guy cop a 72 ban. I am an incredibly strong person. Shouldn't be followed with a story about being hurt by words. All right, well, let's hear what happened. Let's hear her out.
But yabba. You are literally just fucking all talk, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Do you know what rape feels like?
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
Because you're heading on the right path right now.
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
Toxins going
It's not rape if I like it. Is it now? Hectic. Oh.
All right, so now it appears that she's like crying on the stream on the webcam, and she ends the stream there. Yeah, dude, this shit sounds like a fucking loser. Like, first off, the words that came out of the man's mouth in this video, 100% disavow. I do not approve of that language. I don't approve of these words. I think they are disgusting. I don't say these things. I have never said these things to a woman in a video game, and I never will. I think it's wrong. However, dude, you're playing a fucking video game. There's a mute function. Like, you're going to be fine. And now you have these tyrannical streamers begging Riot Games, begging Riot support on Twitter to do hardware bans to prevent people from playing video games for their speech. Now, me personally, I am against making rape threats and, you know, violent threats of any sort. I think it's wrong. So that does align with my belief that if you make those kinds of threats, like, maybe you should face some kind of punishment. But on the other hand, like, I just don't really care because it's a video game. And, you know, plenty of people, like, look, I was playing Goose Goose Duck, and this little kid, you know, was like screaming and shit, and I didn't make a big stink. I just muted him because he was annoying. And, you know, he didn't want to mute the mic or do push to talk. So, you know, problem solved in 2 seconds. Like, again, people like this exist. You can just mute them. You can just leave the game, you know, like she did. But now she's trying to petition, you know, these developers and probably the government, and she's gonna do boycotts now because because this happened to her. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this type of behavior appropriate? Who's right and who's wrong? This kid will cause her to be the watchfrogs too. Oh fuck, I know, right? I hope not. I'm saying I disavow. I'm kind of on her side. Like, I get why that would bother somebody. I mean, again, like, if I had children, they're playing video games, I don't want guys saying that shit, you know, to kids. But it's also a video game, and people are just, like, fucking around. Look, I honestly don't think what he said was funny. Like, I'm not, like, outraged or, like, you know, I'm not, like, a, you know, Tipper Gore, you know, being a moralist or anything like that. But I'm not really down with that kind of stuff. She gets raped every time she SKs in ranked. Dingo from Down Under took a good bite out of her. I know, right? Zombie, H doesn't come after D. People used to say they wanted to grape me all the time in games like Call of Duty. I know, right? Who didn't get grape threats when they played video games? I got them. You know, people said all kinds of horrible things to me. They're going to come to my house and, like, torture my animals and shit. I didn't even notice that. This Aussie made no threat of grape. False to claim he did. Okay, you know what I mean, though. We get what, you know, read between the lines, Friedrich Marx. We had chat disavow Geo's comment. We promote freedom of speech around here. Are we sure this isn't staged? It could be. I hear the thing again. I don't get why she cares. This is how we talk when we play since, like, 1980. Yeah, I mean, I was on, you know, back in the 90s, the mid-90s, when I had a dial-up internet, 56K modem, AOL, and I'd play Day of Defeat. We had this little, like, ghetto, like, this mic that it was like a stick, and it just aimed at your face, and then you talked into it. And I was playing Day of Defeat. This is what people sounded like. It's rude, but that's how it is. Yeah. I'm nice to when I play games. I'm a victim. Yeah, this whole, like, you're not really a victim, lady. It's like, yeah, did you have an unpleasant experience? Sure. Let me see. Did Riot Games respond? How many? This went viral. 19.7 million views? Ooh. Don't worry, guys. I got a penalty for leaving. Thanks for making the game a better place, I guess. Yeah, you left the game. You could just mute that guy, Taylor. Like, that feature exists. All the homies, like Mr. Obvious, are chiming in. It sounds like you got pretty mad. Learn to bat and clap back instead of being salty. This is why people get annoyed at women in gaming. Wah, wah, ban them. So much for being equal. Jesus fucking Christ, what absolute scum. No one should have to hear things like that. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. I mean, the guy's kind of scummy, but, I mean, it's like he's just speaking. Thank you, smashing. All right, so it seems like a lot of people are coming out to simp. Oh, look, lids. I'm an incredibly strong person, proceeds to be incredibly weak and delicate. Kind of based. Oh, goodness. Oh, Myron Gaines, the Fed. He writes, this is why women need to stay out of male spaces or shut the fuck up if they get bullied. I don't know. Like, okay, there's mutiny in the chat and people seem to disagree with me, but I think the guy was out of line for saying those things. I don't think he should be punished per se, but you can mute him. Women come into male spaces and want the rules to change for their feelings, which fucks everything up for everyone else. Here's the equality feminism got you. Everyone gets shit talked online. That is true. It's an unavoidable aspect of gaming. Sack up. You claim to be an incredibly strong person and stream for a very, very long time, but you got triggered and tried to force a company to do what you want, as if the world revolves around you. No one else gets insulted online. There's kids getting bombed in Gaza and women really being raped. And you're mad that some 15-year-old basement-dwelling Aussie said it's not grape if I like it. If a mediocre, crass joke like that offends you, turn off the camera, get off Twitch, and hang up the jersey. You're a bad word and not cut out for gaming. I agree with some of that, but not all of it. People laughing, of course. The mental side effects of hearing a word. Oh my God, the companies need to cater towards me. And this is like Friedrich Marx and the fellas. Dude, literally a bunny and a green skin. Just laughing it up. They're like, yeah, this dumb bitch is crying on stream. That's what she gets. That's Friedrich Marx with his hook nose thing. I don't know. What does that mean? What's going on here? Let's see. What was the only reason you had the guy unmuted? Stop playing the victim card when you enabled it and stop lying by omission. Some of y'all haven't been in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies back in the day, and it shows. I don't know, guys. All right, let me see. To be honest, Aussies are kind of unhinged. It's from the lack of ozone. Yeah, probably true. Kangaroo. I still don't like Lydia, but she does acknowledge how good very mean jokes about her were, and I like that. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, she kind of sucks. For whatever reason, she muted or she blocked a lot of my friends. She didn't block me, of course. You got sodomy threats. I do get sodomy threats. I get all kinds of threats. Yeah, well, hopefully Riot Games continues to ignore her. That would be the right thing. All right, so we got some more pop culture news. GameStop, gaming related. GameStop soars again as Roaring Kitty returns. Short sellers lose $1 billion. So the nerds have come out of the woodwork to defend GameStop from short selling. GameStop literally exists just for the sake of memeing on the banks, on the internationalists. GameStop stock soared to 110% on Monday, all thanks to a cryptic social media return from viral day trader Roaring Kitty, who memorably caused this to happen a few years ago. The internet personality, whose real name is Keith Gill, hinted he's stepping back into the public eye after almost 3 years away by posting an eyebrow-raising meme on X late Sunday. The post in question, RK shared a photo of a man leaning toward in a chair holding a video game controller, providing no caption as an explanation. It's a well-known meme, and it just means that someone's ready to get serious. Presumably, Kitty is too. He's since taken to X a number of times in the past 24 hours or so, sharing vague inspirational seeds from Pirates of the Caribbean, Peaky Blinders, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the Avengers franchise, and V for Vendetta, among others. This was enough to get his longtime followers to rally around GameStop once more. As RK previously sparked a stock frenzy in 2021 by getting people to invest in the struggling retailers, screwing over short sellers, which led to a lot of drama at the time, including politically. Yes, it did. One fan responded to him on X asking, "Hey, bro, what we buying?" It just goes to show he still has his loyal legion of fans who move the needle at his behest. Well, he did not end himself in a video game. According to CNBC, about a quarter of GameStop's available shares are in a short position, which means the investors lost almost $1 billion from the company's stock surge Monday. AMC, another one of Roaring Kitty's stock targets, also soared with his new social media activity, resulting in the stock rising to $5.19 a share. Remember, the GameStop saga sparked a congressional hearing in which Roaring Kitty defended the investing was a fun way to socialize during the COVID-19 pandemic. The event sparked a 2023 biopic starring Paul Dano and America Ferrera called Dumb Money. If Roaring Kitty's online antics are any indication, material for a sequel may be in the works. So yeah, they're keeping this GameStop alive and preventing people from shorting the stock and bringing harm to this company. A lot of these retailers right now in 2024 they have no value. Many of them are laying off a bunch of people, and it's getting really yucky. For whatever reason, GameStop is being propped up and being saved by the meme traders, and I'm all for it. I think this is hilarious. And it was really funny seeing the response from the left. They were trying to like latch onto this and kind of hijack our fun and goodwill towards GameStop, and they were saying like, "Oh, we're sticking it to the banks, and we're sticking it to all these internationalists." But that's just not accurate. That's not what happened at all. A lot of the people who ended up being harmed financially, these were people that were in Joe Biden's corner. These are the people that were promoting or propping up the Democratic Party. And so Joe Biden's regime ended up mobilizing very quickly because a lot of these big companies, a lot of these big banks ended up losing a ton of money. And it seems like it's going to happen again. And it's only going to get worse. Things are just so incredibly unstable. This Keith Gill fella is, he is moving the needle. And this is one way to fuck with him. And I don't know, maybe I should dump some money into AMC. Who knows? Yeah, gamers are incredibly bored and dedicated if they get called to action. Gamers strike again. These gamers are out of control. I guess I mean when I make mean jokes, not just in general. Thank my buddy Zach Morris for that. He's been back online like 1 month and already halted the market. I know, right? What else do we got here? We got something else from TMZ. All right, so the Swifties are out of control. God damn it. I saw this. There's no fucking way. There's no way this is real. Dude, what is it with these Taylor Swift fans? They are so unbelievably weird. Unbelievably cringe. And just, they're fanatical. Baby left on floor. Oh, whoa, hold up. Baby left on arena floor during Paris concert. From TMZ. There's a literal human baby alive on its back on a dirty ass floor at a Taylor Swift event. Taylor Swift fans have bad blood with a fellow Swiftie who left their infant lying on the floor of the Paris arena where Taylor's performing. The shocking photo has gone viral for obvious reasons. After it was posted by a woman who says she was at the Friday night show at LA Defense Arena. In the standing room section, when she spotted the child. Why? I'm kind of speechless here. The photo shows the baby lying on what appears to be a feathered boa or jacket as an adult. Hopefully a parent or guardian stands over them. Dude, what if somebody trips and falls on the fucking baby? Easily the worst parent of the year award goes to this person. So there's the first question about just bringing an infant to such a huge concert. More than 45,000 screaming fans. And then there's the placement of said infant. Yeah. The woman who took the pic said the child did seem to have some sort of ear protection from the loud music and crowd noise. Her caption read, "Not to be one of those people, but I would genuinely call security if I saw a baby in the pit because it is not safe there." I would have called the police. Maybe that makes me lame, but I would have called the police. These people need to be kicked out, and there needs to be charges brought against this person. This is bullshit. The woman who took the pic, blah, blah, I would generally call security, blah, blah. Many fans expressed their anger about the baby, even being allowed into the arena. You know, here's why. Let me just clue you guys in for a second. The reason why these Swifties are upset about this picture, it's because people are starting to realize how fanatical and insane the Swiftie demographic is. Taylor Swift fans are fucking crazy. These people are insane. We've seen videos where the woman was listening to, when she's with her girly friends, and they're listening to some bullshit song, and she's like in fucking tears, hysterically crying. It sounds like someone called her like, "Hey, dude, your mom died," and then she's just like hysterically wailing. And I'm like, the music's not that fucking good. This music is not that good. What is going on with these people? And there's just so many videos of these people, these Swifties, at the concert screaming the lyrics at the singer with tears, like a river flowing down their face, and it is unbelievable. And that's why these Swifties are mad, because they're already getting a bad rep. And now they're bringing their babies, whichever one of these, most of them are little kids, they're practically babies themselves. But some of them are adults. There's a lot of shithead millennials, and they don't get a babysitter. They don't leave the baby with the parents or whatever. They're with their grandparents. They're taking the babies with them, and they're leaving them on the floor, in the pit, in general admission stand, in all standing area. Absolute insanity. Many fans expressed their anger about the baby even being allowed into the arena. As one of them put it, I understand sitters are hard to find. No, they're not. So if you really needed to bring them, you shouldn't be in the pit. You should have a carrier for them. Yeah. Another said, what in the actual? Why? Just why? Why would you risk that? Taylor's Sunday show in Paris is kicking off right now, or right about now. Let's hope this doesn't become a trend, especially on Mother's Day. I just don't think her music is that good. What is I don't like. I'm not trying to be a contrarian. I don't really shit on pop music. I mean, I'm gonna go see Excision, hopefully Thursday night, and so like I get it, but like, dude, come on, man, this is too much. The government's got to get involved. We got to do something about these Swifties. They got to get deported too. All right, let me read some of these comments here. Calling the police on women is based. Okay, I get Friedrich Mark's approval. Women love the police and the government based on their voting patterns. I doubt that security let a... Hold on, let me read some of this. Hold on. Maybe she will finally start showing an appropriate disdain for her nasty little fans. Maybe. I doubt that security let a woman come with a baby or buy a ticket for the baby. I'm not wearing my glasses, but maybe she gave birth to it there. No, she didn't. Calling the police on women's... I just read that. Many of her fans are adults. Yeah, probably. Her fans aren't kids. So there are kids there. So there's some little girls there. All that woman has to do is cry and she's safe. The women are French in this article. That also explains a lot. Laughing emojis. I heard the Pepsi commercial. It was okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Pepsi commercial was on, so that's all right. Yeah. Dude, I just don't understand. Dude, they act like they bought tickets to go see Jesus. And that's just, no. Like her music is just so mediocre. I don't know. Like, I have a guy friend, and he went to go see Taylor Swift. He's like, oh, dude, it's like the best thing ever. Like, you just had to be there. Like, no, I don't have to fucking be there. Shit sucks. And I don't have $500, $600, or thousands of dollars to buy a fucking ticket to go see this stupid woman. And then she has that one song where she's, like, dancing around, and she looks retarded. Just don't get it, man. Just don't get it at all. Who's messaging me? What's going on here? Oh man, one of my buddies messaged me. I'll have to deal with that later. All right, anyways, let's move on. Let's see. Do we have more pop culture stuff? I think we do. Oh yeah. So, yeah, Romeo and Juliet. We got photos of, I guess this is like a rehearsal. So we got the little Spider-Man guy and his Juliet, his co-star here. I don't know her real name. It's really stupid, but this is Juliet. And the far right side writes, this is so fucking funny, man. Yeah, it's kind of funny. She looks like she's all into it, and he's kind of like, it looks like he's holding back, like trying not to laugh. I'm sure he's read what people are saying. All the memes. Let's see if we find any memes. Place your bets, Romeo versus Juliet. Oh, dude, I like this. Oh, I gotta bookmark that. It's actually pretty funny. This is for a boxing match or something. Yeah, this is Mike Tyson and versus Lennox Lewis. Tom Holland and Francesca Amawuda Rivers as Romeo and Juliet. First look photos. Oh, disavow. There's a lot of hateful comments here. I don't agree with any of these. These are so hateful. Romeo and La Juliet. Shit. Is that Bubba? Oh, man. Oh, no! No! Oh, disavow. Oh, gosh. These are very hateful. Oh, man. Oh, this one's low effort. The other one was better. Oh, dude. Romeo, where you is? She. Oh, God, this is so awful. Yeah, this is Juliet embracing Romeo. Yeah, it looks exactly like it. Oh man, this chin to chin ratio is fucking crazy. Head exploding emoji. Oh god, I'm afraid to read the chat. All right, hold up. All right, let me read some of these chats. Romeo. Oh god, let me scroll up. Scroll up here. It's the other stupid woman's hype that makes the show worth it for them. Yeah, probably MTMG. I like that a lot. That's a good theory. I actually agree with that. Taylor is a mid-white chick. What her fans are. They like her because they are her. Well, they think they are. Women are a hive mind. I can see that. If you're broke, just say that, brokey. AC, whoa, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, man? Do you guys just hate female happiness or what? Look, I don't hate female happiness. I just don't like Taylor Swift. It's not that I don't really dislike her music. I just don't understand the hype. I've listened to her music. It's whatever to me. Like, I don't get, like, enraged when it's playing in the background. It's not like I'm listening to John Lennon's Imagine. It's not like that. It's just noise to me. So to see them get this hysterical and to do stupid shit like, I don't know, wear diapers so they don't have to go to the restroom during the show, or they bring a baby and literally leave it on the floor, it's sus to me. But yes, the chat does seem to be hating the women who are attending these events merely for being women. That image proves phrenology is a real science. Pretty racist photo. Yeah, I know. They need to make love. We need more halfas. I love mulatto chicks. Disavow. That Kirby. I know, dude. That Kirby was great. All these people on here hate women. I don't know about that. Guys, let's get gorilla emojis in the chat. If you respect and love women, I don't know how to put gorilla emojis in the chat. Otherwise, I would. Female happiness comes at the expense of men's. I choose my group or the other. Okay. Well, Romeo and Juliet, it's going to be in a literal theater, performed by Tom Holland and Francesca Amuwaha Rivers. What else we got here? Oh, God. Yeah, I just saw... Is this real? My buddy Egret, unrealistic body image. It's an actual woman. The Nerds District reports Tinkerbell, unfortunately, has become a problem. This is why I think it's fake. The grammar's off. Has an problematic image for our guests, specifically young girls, specifically in terms of the portrayal of an unrealistic body type or body image, as well as dependency of approval and or attention from Peter Pan, as seen in previous incarnations of the character. We feel these traits are no longer representative of our inclusive focus values, and thus are currently in the process of redesigning and updated Tinkerbell for modern audiences. Disney Rep May 2024. Yeah, I'm going to need a source for this. Again, there's some grammatical errors here. And the Tinkerbell featured at the Disneyland parks is, I guess, a pretty white lady. Disney cut Tinkerbell from meet and greets, labeling her as a problematic character. I think what's problematic about it is that, one, it's like an actual woman, and also this woman appears to be like thin and in shape. So if this is true, my guess would be that they're going to be replacing the Tinkerbell with something that looks like a Lizzo. I think that's going to be the ideal body shape. I don't know, man. I've been seeing a lot of images of these parks, and a lot of the people are overweight. You know, the obesity epidemic is surging. That's a real pandemic. The pandemic is obesity. And apparently this Tinkerbell does not represent the majority of the country. All right, so let's see. Cappy Lover with those gorilla emojis. All right. Zombie Bomb has one gorilla emoji. Zombie Bomb posts more monkey emojis. MTMG. Okay, see, look, we got a lot of female respecters here on the chat. It is an unrealistic body image. Women cannot stop eating, and most are fat. God damn it. I shouldn't have read that. Now it sounds like I'm bullying. A midget needs to play Tinkerbell. That would be pretty funny, AC. The real reason she's problematic is all the guys pitching tents near Tinkerbell. That probably does happen, especially like in California. They probably let all the freaks in there. Yeah, somebody let me know if this is real. Hold on, you know, let me just look this up really quick. Where's my browser? Let's see. Tinkerbell replaced Disneyland problematic. Oh my fucking god, it's real. From Evie Magazine. 1 day ago, Tinkerbell was marked for caution because she is body conscious and jealous of Peter Pan's attention. According to the executives, while Captain Hook could expose Disney to accusations of discrimination or prejudice against individuals with disabilities because he is a villain, the Times wrote. I thought it was fake. I just thought it was a funny post. But, well, that kind of put me in a bad mood. You know, dude, I don't want to sound like a fucking crotchety old man, like a Madame Corolla, but if you go to a park and you're bothered by the appearance of some of the actors on, you know, on set, just stay home. I can't fucking imagine going somewhere and just like having my day ruined to the point where I fire off emails to Disneyland executives to have them remove, you know, pretty women from the cast, or as some of the actors playing the characters at the parks. Dude, people are dude, they want her to be fat. They want her to look like Lizzo. And maybe add a cock for extra inclusivity points. Dude, so again, the best thing you can do is step away from the culture, as some people put it. Because, dude, the people that are like latching onto this shit are just so fucking annoying and cringe. And I just can't stand them. I can't fucking stand people. Like, if I go to a park, I'm gonna be there to have fun, and I'm not gonna be bothered by anything. But there are people going there wanting to pick a fight with literally everything. I don't like the way this woman looks. It hurts my feelings. I don't like the music they're playing. The story behind this play at this event thingy is problematic and it sends the wrong message, and it needs to be retarded and promote communism or something. Like, this is literally what is happening. This is real. Wow. People really suck. People really, really suck, man. Jesus. Now, I'm so upset. They should have me on the Mr. Bertram show. All right, let me read some of these comments. You guys are going too quick for me. Body shape is irrelevant, really, as long as she remains Pan's evil junkie. Friedrich Marx, you're gay. Friedrich Marx, is that true? She is a demon prostitute, smiley face. Fried, I think Cappy is hitting on you. I like when Gio goes quiet and freezes up. I know he's trying to find a way that shows gulags are not the way forward. Dude, I'm at a point where I'm just like, I've already said openly, like, look, if like Russians stormed the beaches of California, I might just have to fucking join them. Like, I'm just so disgusted by society and just how lame and whiny people are. Remember, man, you won't lose women chasing excellence, but you won't achieve excellence chasing women. Thank you for that, Valiant Thor. Oh, you're just jealous about Mr. I am jealous. I want to have a show on the Daily Wire. I want that Daily Wire money. If I have to enthusiastically like Israel, I might just do it, you know? I am the breeder in this chat, so I am confirmed not to be gay. Oh, God. Yeah, I want to be Mr. Butchum. God, dude. That trailer was so bad. You know what? Let me see if I can watch it. And I'm not even going to crack a smile watching it because I didn't watch the whole trailer. I just seen like 1 or 2 clips, and I'm just like, it's kind of lame. Hold up. I can't even spell. Bircham? Oh, here we go. Help me spell this shit. Hold on, let me see. Scroll down. Oh, that's The Simpsons. I can't watch that clip. They'll destroy my channel for that. Why can't I find it? All right, let me see. Mr. Bircham. Oh, here we go. Here's a clip. Let's see if this is funny. Oh, it's from Vito. Mr. Bertram is so disappointing. The show too offensive for the woke chart libs, and this is the best they've got. All right, here we go.
He's gonna be 70, sitting in that massage chair, staring up at that big screen like a mole man. Oh, more dino nuggies, dude. He's gonna be 70, sitting in...
Wasn't funny at all. the fucking trailer? All right, here we go. Oh, another one for you. I should just go to Vito's channel. He probably has all that shit. To give you an idea of just how long the Mr. Bertram script was sitting on a shelf, remember that Angry Birds game came out in 2009.
This is a real sport. I'm wearing my team jersey.
16 and a half. What's that, Larry Bird divided by 2?
Dad, none of the Angry Birds are named Larry. Yes! Headshot! Ugh. This is a real sport. I'm
Angry Bird references in 2024. Man, these conservatives really got their fingers on the pulse of the conservative community for sure. Oh, God, another... there is something so deliciously ironic about Daily Wire poisoning their audience against woke media so intensely that the same audience now refuses to watch Mr. Bertram because it has a rainbow character.
I'm surprised, honestly, but I am, because they put in a gay character, and
played by Ben Shapiro.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, they have every TV show. Why not give the conservatives just one where we don't have to hear about it? So this is why I will not be watching Mr. Bertram.
Excellent. Reyes, uniforms?
I lengthen the drawstrings and reinforce the elastic in the waistbands, sir.
Affirmative, supportive, and forgiving.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you just put me on uniforms because I'm gay?
Yes, but you're also part of the unit. We didn't care what you did with your unit. We didn't ask, you didn't tell.
Ho ho, don't ask, don't tell. You guys remember 2005? Dude, Jeremy Boring was like a theater kid. Bro, what are you doing, man? And that guy wants to be liked and approved of in Hollywood. But you're like invoking Angry Birds and don't ask, don't tell policy from the early 2000s. It's like they want to make the Mr. Bertram character like an Archie Bunker. And it's just like, no, dude, you're not doing it right at all. Oh, man. This is awful. Well, let's just finish this scene. Haha. He's working on clothes, and people who work on clothes like to suck dicks, but don't ask, don't tell. Haha.
And for some of you, like, that's fine enough. But I'm not going to tolerate that character. I'm just not. I won't be around it. That's all. So I'm just saying, as a Christian, from my perspective, not even this.
I don't disagree with her. It's like, look, you should just not watch the show because it's not funny. You guys want to see something funny? Clone High. The first 2 seasons, fantastic. The Critic, it only had 2 seasons, fantastic. 90s and early 2000s Simpsons, some of the funniest television I've ever seen. Nobody can do this anymore. No, Family Guy can't pull it off. Bertram, Daily Wire can't pull it off. Nobody can pull it off. All these cartoons suck. And I'm too old for that shit anyways. Isn't it weird that your far right-wing shows chat is full of childish right-wingers, but your extreme communist elements have bred? What does that say about Geo? Hey. There's other people who watch the channel that do not participate in the live streams. That cartoon is like Family Guy for boomers. Yeah, but Family Guy used to be funny. It's not anymore, but it used to be. My boobs smell like vanilla. Zombie bomb, that is disgusting. Keep it to yourself. But you can send that to me in private, though. Jeremy Boring was born, oh, Jesus, I can't say that, and converted to Christ cuck later on in life. This is what's called the crypto chosen one. Yeah, because Don't Ask, Don't Tell was based. Well, there was nothing wrong with it, I guess, but it's a bygone era, Cappy Lover. I mean, it's gone, and it's never gonna come back. It arguably violates people's constitutional rights. And it comes off as cruel. To the normie, it comes off as cruel. And again, younger people that are going to be watching this won't even understand that reference. I do, because I'm a 30-year-old. But like someone in their 20s or some teenager in college, they're not going to get it. Gay people have gay aim. Jeremy isn't. Clavin is. I thought he was. I'm almost sure, certain Jeremy Boring is of the chosen people. It will come back in about 75 years from now. Wait for the next cycle. Yeah, dude, we'll see. I'm not gonna do it. 75 years from now, I'm not gonna be alive, so I wouldn't care. The people want a review of Mr. Burcham, and so they shall have one. I couldn't finish the episode. Frankly, I wanted to quit about 10 minutes in, but around that time, the tweets started to actually get attention. I generally find subplots featuring the wife of the main character incredibly boring, and this subplot was no exception. The plot itself was pretty stupid and appears to be overly rushed. I feel like the humor was just too forced, especially the cutaways. If I wanted to watch cutaways, I'd watch Family Guy. I'm now watching Family Guy funny moments. I mean, the art's okay, I guess, but dude, I feel like we've seen this art style a million times before. And if it's going to stand out, it's got to be really, really funny and really, really edgy. And it isn't. And it's just kind of rich coming from Daily Wire that fires people for having very lukewarm opinions about Israel, a la Candace Owens. Offending the wrong people is fun. Change our mind. Oh, here we go. Now this is actually funny. This is actually... Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is a great comment from Nicholas J. Fuentes. Daily Wire fired Candace Owens for criticizing Israel's genocidal war in Gaza. Now they are releasing a shitty cartoon about a no-nonsense boomer who triggers woke liberals. Conservatives really have the finger on the pulse of the American public right now. And they absolutely do not. Yeah, dude, like the GOP, the Republican Party, like if you guys want to win people over, like you're doing it wrong. Like this is not it. And again, I love Adam Carolla. He's legit hilarious. His podcast is gold. But this isn't it. This isn't it. Yikes, man. However, is it better than ISOM? Yes. I'm in my 20s. Did you know this? Read my tweet. I made a tweet on the show. Cappy's NPCU cannot detect the alphabet golems and their creators. Christ Custs are blind. If you're Eastern Orthodox Christian, oh, dude, I don't care about these labels. Let me see. Hold up. Where's my phone? I just read that private message. Let me see. Let me go to your let me go to your tweet. Yellow Kazoo. Yeah. All right. Let me find your let me find that comment you made or your little review. I forgot what it was, but it was pretty good. God damn it. Hold up. What the hell? Can I find it on your page? I am committed to finding this. Where's that Burcham review? Where's that Burcham review? Dude, the media here is horrifying me. There's a lot of images of weird memes. Friedrich Marx, be nice. I forbid you to be mean. It's not under media. God damn it, I'm being a boomer about this. Dude, it's because the web version of Twitter is just absolute dog shit. I'm gonna find it on my phone. Give me 1 second, you guys. Because I did enjoy what you said. Okay, here we go. Burcham. Oh my God. Oh, I can't find it. I'm so sorry. My closest what? It's not under media. As you're promoting a female Twitter account, simping much? Shut up, Friedrich Marx. How dare you? All right, well, that's enough of that. Well, anyways, we have a. God damn it. We have some educational news in my neck of the woods. CSCSD program gives students extra year to earn diplomas. Are they not merciful? Yeah, we got a high failure rate in the Valley. More than 300 high school students in Clark County District were able to earn their diplomas thanks to the district's 5-year graduation program. The program permits students who did not meet the requirements to graduate in 4 years to have additional year to get their degree. District officials stated in a news release. I'm grateful for our students' determination, interim superintendent Dr. Brenda Larson Mitchell stated. I'm also appreciative of the educators who supported them in their journey to earning a high school diploma. The 315 students who benefited from the 5-year program helped raise the graduation rate for the class of 2022 from 81.3% to 82.5%. Wow. In 29 districts high schools, as measured by the Nevada Department of Education. Oh, which ones? Let me see. I'll know which. The schools are Indian Springs High School, ghetto. Sandy Valley High School. Oh, Sandy Valley, very ghetto. College of Southern Nevada High School. Wait, what? The high school program? I thought you were supposed to be smart to get into that. Sierra Vista High School, ghetto. Adding in the 5-year students rose from 81% to 90% in Indian Springs. Rate increased by 14% to 100%. Wow. The graduation rate for all students groups together increased by 1%, with the rate for Pacific Islanders growing the most by 2.4%. Oh, well, good for them. The 5-year graduates also overcame the challenge of working outside a traditional school environment by participating in an almost year of distance learning. Okay, so you know what? I can be kind of sympathetic because the distance learning was bullshit. Okay. All right, what's going on? You didn't find it. Gay and retarded. Okay, you know what, Cabby? Post it in the chat and I'll read it because I couldn't find it because I'm a boomer. I don't know why I can't find. You know, try one more time. Try one more time. Yeah. All right, let me see if I can find that review. All right. I'm committed this time. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Gonna find the tweet. Gonna find the tweet. Where are you hiding? And I hear that. Oh man, for no reason, dude. Just stay with me, buddy. I'll send the troops down there if you're in danger. Oh, let me see. What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, here we go. I'm leaving nothing to my kids so they learn how to work. Yeah, dude, the typical boomer mentality, am I right? This is actually pretty good. I like that one. The Crusader Pepe. Fire. All right. Let's see. Dude, you know what sucks? Like, it must suck to be like working for Daily Wire. And it's like, oh yeah, dude, we're all going to go to a Mr. Burcham watch party. And you have to pretend to like it and make excuses for it. It just sounds exhausting. I would hate to do that. All right, I feel like I'm getting closer to it. I feel like I'm almost there. Call to Jesus, you dirty unbeliever. I can't sleep and I hear. Okay, sing me a lullaby. I don't know. This is gonna be so anticlimactic. Yeah, probably now. God damn it, Cappy Lover. This is going on for too long. I can't find it. There's just too many posts from May 10th. I went back 4 days ago. When did this fucking movie, the show drop? Oh, man. Because I know they just did the thing. They just dropped it. Thank you. All right. I'm going to do like 5 more scrolls, and if I don't see it, I'm moving on. Because I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. Well, Show dropped. Oh, they dropped yesterday? Find your post. I don't know why I couldn't find it. All right, well, I apologize, you guys. The show must go on. All right, Kaylee Gain recovering but missing part of her skull after vicious beatdown by classmate, family says. So the young girl, I don't know if I talked about this. When was this posted? Oh, this was posted just a few days ago. Okay, so yeah, crime related. The little girl, the cute girl that was beat by a Magic American female student, she is recovering. She's regaining her mental faculties, but part of her skull is missing, unfortunately. So this is the update. This is the victim, and this is the victim being attacked. And I like the apologists, the BLM types, who are trying to make excuses for this horrific beatdown. And just keep in mind, the beatdown that she endured, this is what George Zimmerman had to endure. And he made the choice to defend himself. And fortunately, he, was not held responsible for what appears to be lawful self-defense. There's a lot, like Jeremy from the Courting, he was on a stream with 6X and he said that George Zimmerman deserved to go to prison and that he should have been found guilty. Again, this is why I just don't like that guy, bro. Like, he just doesn't fucking get it. He's a boomer to me. He's a normie to me. And he wants to go with the flow, and he wants to be liked by as many people and sell his shitty dropship coffee to as many people as he possibly can by having these lukewarm, nonsense takes like George Zimmerman should be in prison right now for defending his own life. You went too far. Now there's similar IQ. Wow. Disavow. Well, now the lullaby is stuck in my head. I bet her parents voted for the policies that caused her the brain damage. And based on what she was before the damage, she would have voted the same way. So meh. Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. So we don't want to assume. All right, we got to get into the finance stuff. Because this is the economy is getting significantly worse. In Vegas, gas is almost $5. It was actually over $5, but now it's like barely below that. And a lot of people are just not able to afford anything. And Gen Z, they have an average of $2,834 in credit card debt, over 25% more than millennials before them. Wow. Inflation battered Gen Zers face a debt. Inflation-battered Gen Zers face a debt load that is significantly higher than millennials carried when they were their age, according to a troubling new report. The average credit card balance for a 22, 24-year-old, the prime age for Zoomers, was nearly $3,000, $2,834 in last quarter of 2023, compared with an average inflation-adjusted balance of $2,248 in the same period in 2013, according to new data from Credit Bureau TransUnion. Gen Z's 26% increase in average debt reflects a surge in prices for food and housing, coupled with a larger percentage in that age group who graduated with student loans, according to the Wall Street Journal, which first reported on the data. Because of their debt burden, economists say younger people are more delinquent on credit card payments and are more likely to rely on their family for help, while likely delaying life milestones such as homeownership and marriage. This is a generation that is feeling financial stress in a more acute way than millennials did a decade ago. I don't know, man. The economy was pretty shit a decade ago. I was in college 10 years ago, and we struggled for a long time. And my struggle is, because of my struggle, it resulted in President Trump memeing him into the office because, the Democrats just made things so miserable. Gen Zer Lindsay Quackenbush was recently working for a publishing company that paid her $60,000 a year, which the 26-year-old relied on to cover her portion of rent in New York City basement apartment she shared with her boyfriend. However, she was recently laid off and now carries a balance of roughly $1,700 across 3 credit cards, the Journal reported. For the first time in her adult life, Quackenbush admitted that she's not able to pay off her credit cards in full and has to opt for the minimum payment while searching for a new job, per the Journal. Quackenbush said she's had to put thoughts of marriage and children on the back burner until she's in a more financially stable position. No, you know what? Have kids and get on welfare, Quackenbush, because that's what everybody else does, so fuck it. Why not? Who knows when that will be, she told the Journal. You know who doesn't give a fuck about this? Poor people, illegal aliens, other groups, but for whatever reason, like the people who actually do shit and are productive, like they're just like, oh God, I can't afford it. Just have kids. Have a lot of kids. Only if you're a traditional American, though. If you're one of these like stunning and brave types, please do not have any more kids. For the love of fucking God, please, no more. The median annual wage for a recent college graduate in the U.S. was $60,000. That's bullshit. Slightly above the 2020 average of $58,858, according to the Federal Reserve. Yeah, so the problem that a lot of these Gen Zers don't understand, financial literacy is not something that is promoted or taught in public schools. So we're seeing a lot of kids run off and get these credit cards, and they're getting themselves into a lot of trouble. And my personal philosophy about the cards, like, again, if it matters that you have points, or I like to use a credit card only for protection only. I think trying to buy shit and thinking that like it's helpful financially is just stupid. It's like, yeah, one of the perks is like, yeah, I get money back, but I don't really rely on it though. I like to use a credit card to protect myself in the event of credit card theft or identity theft. I'm not worried about it because the bank is going to protect me. However, these kids don't see it that way. They are heavily relying on these things. And my personal philosophy is do not spend money that you don't have. It's a really, really stupid thing to do. It's a careless thing to do. And you end up in this situation. So now you have, $2,000, $1,700 worth of credit card debt. And on top of that, you get 23% interest, 25% interest, or 30% interest. And those interest rates increase without your knowledge. You'll get like an email like, oh yeah, by the way, disclaimer or legal update or whatever. We made changes to the terms of service. And a lot of the times a higher interest rate is buried in all the legalese. So you're again, 20-30% of $1,700. It's kind of a lot of money. It's not, especially for somebody who's making $60,000 a year. It's not what you want to do. And again, financial literacy is not promoted in public education. Like one of my close friends, I was, it was a family event, and surrounded by a bunch of people, and some of the younger kids, like they just barely graduated high school, and they were saying like, look, we're not happy with public education. They don't tell us, they don't show kids their way around a check. They don't talk to them about banking services. They don't talk about financial literacy and how to navigate, these complex finance products. And as a result, you're getting people getting into debt to the tunes of thousands of dollars, and it crushes you, man. It crushes you. Friedrich Marx writes, as a millennial, I face 2 economy crashes. Yeah, I hear that. All caused by one age group and enabled by another. In 9 years, the demo will be gone, and the enablers will be held to account. Vince McMahon and his accuser. The Skinwalker lady is still sending me stuff. Shut up. I have her burn. I hear her burn from eating too much goy slop. I'm a fatty that can't stop eating junk. Well, for no reason, you got to stop. I had that once. It was so weird. Tonight, I made 1 burrito each as a normal person's dinner, but he made bowls of melted cheese to go with it. Then brought me a root beer float. That's very unhealthy. Money is easy. Just print more. Yeah, apparently that's a strategy. That's a Biden regime strategy. He gets upset if I waste what he makes, but I don't want all that. Yeah, it's too much food. You're going to get fat. All right, what do we got here?
Married people, when it comes to your money, join your bank accounts. Yeah, if you can share a bed, if you can share genetics with little children running around, you can share your money. Don't sweep issues under the rug and just live separate lives. Married people, when it...
Yeah, I disagree with this philosophy 100%. Keep your money separate. There's no reason to combine bank accounts. There's no reason to combine two sources of income into one bank account or one checking account. Incredibly stupid, in my opinion. One, if you're married with somebody, it's better to have the separate bank accounts in the event that, let's say, the wife goes out shopping and one of the terminals that she uses to buy clothes or gas or whatever is compromised, and her data is stolen, and somebody's making fraudulent charges on that debit card, for example. Well, now you got a problem because now everybody's money in that account is going to get wiped out. And you have to call the bank services. You got to dispute the charges. They're going to lock down the account. You're not going to get your money back right away. Maybe what you can do is share a credit card and pay off the remaining balance before the payment cycle goes over to the next month. That would be an ideal thing, but sharing bank accounts is just such a stupid thing to do, and it's a silly thing to do. I personally don't like it, and I think it's I'm just against it. I'm against it, especially like myself. I am financially conscious. I am financially stable, and I'm very, very, meticulous about doing reconciling my own accounts in real time and in the future. So if I just add somebody else to the mix, it's just going to complicate things. And again, like what you should be doing is you don't have, just because you have separate accounts doesn't mean you have separate lives. You guys, let's say you and your partner need to strategize. How are you going to tackle the mortgage? How are you going to tackle bills? That sort of thing. And keep it simple. Keep it simple and work together to pay those things. And then don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about the rest. Me personally speaking, and as a former banker myself, I've seen so many problems when two individuals combine the accounts. Granted, I know some people can make it work, but in my experience, more often than not, it fails to materialize positively. Let's see. Root beer floats are base. They are pretty delicious, but I can't have too much sugar because I'll die. We should take over a bank. Disavow. Or rob a bank. Disavow. Share your gold with the goblin. Disavow. Goblin means... Oh, fuck, man. Oh, God. Oh, no. Disavow all this hate in the comments. Fuck, I deleted that one. Oh, well. All right, well... Anyways, we got Dave Ramsey here.
Thousands and thousands of millionaires. I've never met one that said, Dave, I made my money with my airline miles. Oh, those Discover points broke me through financially. Hey, let's do the math, okay? You know how you get $1,000 back from Discover? You spend $100,000. How does spending $100,000 to get $1,000 back ever make you rich? Where did you take your math class? Really? This is absolutely ludicrous. But everybody's counting their dadgum points, and everybody's trying to figure out some way I'm beating up on Chase. Chase is kicking your butt. Their building's bigger than yours, and their furniture's nicer than yours. You ought to have a clue by now. And I got a car payment bigger than your house payment, some of you. The average car payment in America now.
That is pathetic. Anybody who has a high car payment, you fucked up.
It's $499. That's suspiciously like $500. If you take $500 a month and invest it from age 30 to age 70, you'll have, would you believe it? You're going to have over $5 million. And you scratch your head and wonder why you're freaking broke. God, no wonder your students have student loans, because you're driving a dadgum $1 million car, $2 million, $3 million car. That's what it's costing you with your stupid car payment to impress somebody at a stoplight that you will never meet, and the thing's going down in value like a rock. We have to stop and think, America. I met with...
Yeah, and he's right. Let me read some of these comments before I respond to the clip. Dave Ramsey is a parasite who's never produced anything of need or real value. You don't have wealth if we say you don't. He's assuming we pay those bills. Yeah. Dave Ramsey is right. People have a very unhealthy relationship with their credit products. They think they are getting something back when they spend a bunch of money, because it's like, again, the way that they advertise it is like, oh, you spend money using your card, we're going to give you airline miles. Well, you don't really accrue that much. Sometimes, there's promotional stuff and maybe you'll get something, but not really. Or it's like, oh, you get money back, right? You get money back, a small percentage of a purchase, especially if you shop at the vendors. So they're already incentivizing you to go shopping and to spend money to go fly wherever. And, you're not saving anything by being incentivized and being, prompted, pushed to consume products, right? And not only that, like, there are some people who just believe that there's like inherent value in these products. And no, I personally don't see it. Again, I have a credit card that does give me money back. And sometimes, I can make a handful of purchases and I don't have to pay for anything because the card pays for itself. However, I have the money to spend whatever on the card and then I pay it off almost immediately, literally in real time. And I track the expenses. And again, the credit card for me is more of a personal safety net. I happen on the show in real time. I had my fucking credit card information stolen, and somebody was making purchases at Lowe's because the fucking contractor fucked me. And I got my money back, and all was good in the hood. But had that been a checking account, it would have been devastating. However, I'm not under the illusion that I'm like saving tons of money. I'm not really saving any money, but it is a safety net, and that's how people should be looking at these credit products, especially the revolving ones, which are, you know, standard credit cards. Dave Ramsey, you know, he did produce. He's been a working class guy, but now, you know, he's like a financial guru, and he actually did help a lot of people get their foot in the door and succeed in the business world. I hate to use this as an example, but Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, he's friends with Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey helped him get started, get the TYT off the ground, and TYT, while, you know, their financials are kind of sus, they did make it, right? Dave Ramsey generation has a bad relationship with debt. Imagine listening to a parasite boomer. He doesn't have debt, though. And the advice he's giving is sensible, in my opinion. What did he say that is wrong? Just say what you're just using words. You're just saying things. You need to be more precise in your speech. Dave teaches idiots about money. I'm not impressed by him. Well, there's a lot of people that are idiots, though. And I'm gonna get into that a little later, because there's something that I saw that was, it's actually coming up right now. All right, well, let's just go on to the next video, because I have a lot to say on it. Oh God, what is this? Let me refresh.
Payment?
No, I've made my payments in full on time, but because of the high interest and it compounds daily, every time I make that payment, by the time it's ready to make my next payment, it grew back. So I'm doing everything by the book. I'm working hard, I'm making my payments full, I'm making them on time, but the system is set up to keep you in the system. It's not set up for you to succeed.
Okay,
then why did you do it then? Again, like, I know, like, it's the sad music, Dr. Phil's all being sympathetic and shit, and I'm supposed to feel sad for this guy. Dude, you signed the fine print. You move forward with the deal. This is your contract. It's legally binding. And what is the solution here? Crocodile tears and all, sad music and all. What's the solution here? Oh, well, Congress needs to get off their butt and pass some fucking law, and I'm going to be held responsible for this idiot's debt and millions of other people's debts when I didn't even do anything, but I had to pay for it. I pay for it at the pump. The regime keeps printing useless money and essentially bribing voters for the 2024 general election. And as a result, I'm literally paying for it when I go to buy food. I'm literally paying for it. And I don't have debt, you guys. Yeah, some of the things Dave Ramsey has said, it's rubbed off on me. And I've taken the advice seriously. And again, I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to engage in usury. I don't want to make my enemies rich. You're just use your fists now. Teach them. I don't care if he's saying the right thing. Dave totally didn't make money off a system of turning your future and your kids into debt that leads to the current inflation. Okay, dude, again, you're not saying anything. I don't believe you're saying anything. And like, I just feel like the whole, like, blame boomers, you know, the whole blame boomers mentality is just kind of bullshit to me. It's like, when are regular people going to take responsibility for their own failures? Because we had quite a few years under President Trump where people were able to buy a home. People were able to move up. People were able to succeed in their small business. And all of that was literally ripped away from us. The boomers didn't do that. The boomers didn't rig the election. The boomers are not starting these wars in the Middle East and in Eastern Europe. The boomers didn't cheer on a rigged election. You know, it's 2024. Like, how often are people going to blame a demographic of people based on their age? You know, as far as I'm concerned, people of all ages participated in the lunacy of 2020 and 2022. And now we're at a point where kids might be drafted to go fight for these foreign countries. And, you know, mortgage rates are what, 7, 8, 9%. Credit card interest rates are almost 30, or maybe they're over 30. I don't know. And, you know, no boomer held a gun to my head and forced me to get these products. You know, they didn't hold a gun to my head and force me to vote for Democrats. I mean, I see it all the time on the news. These are the demographics that are stumping for Joe Biden. They're voting for policies that are going to destroy the economy more so than it's already been destroyed. And those people aren't boomers. So this idea, it's like, oh, well, we got to blame the boomers. It's just bullshit to me. It's a cop-out. It's a cope. And it's kind of annoying. Like Freedom Marks, I want you to articulate a point. Like, what did Dave Ramsey say that was wrong? Okay, boomers are totally not doing that. All the hardworking ones die young, producing. But let's not hold anyone accountable. I want to hold them all accountable, though. And not just based on their age. Anybody who promoted the nonsense that we're in today, I want them to be punished. These dorks in high school or college, like this fruitcake here, I want him to fucking suffer gravely because I know what he's doing. Going on Dr. Phil, he wants to pull at people's heartstrings and be like, and open up their wallets, or at least go to the polls and vote for Democrats to pay off his fucking debt. And by the way, it's not going to accomplish what he wants because like, oh, I can't get ahead in life because these crushing interest loans, the student loans. Okay, all right, so poof, your debt is gone. Now what? Now you can't afford gas because the government had to print over $1 trillion to pay off all these fucking loans and bribe their base to go and vote for them. So gas will be unaffordable. Food will be unaffordable, unattainable to most people. They'll have to be eating bugs. You did just say Dave helped TYT. It sounds like he did promote the current wokes. He didn't promote them. And by the way, the Young Turks weren't like super retarded back then. Their show did have a little bit of charm. And they were actively speaking out against the current regime at the time, which was George Bush's administration. And George Bush deserved nothing but scorn and ridicule and criticism, which he received none of by the regime media. You know, the regime media carried water for the Bush administration. They promoted the WMDs. They promoted little babies in incubators getting stomped on the floor. They promoted, all this bullshit. And TYT was kind of right. And now I know they suck. I know they're awful people. And they're Armenian genocide deniers and shit. But like, Dave Ramsey was just like, whatever, man. I'll talk with whoever. I'll help whoever. Had he known, what Cenk Uygur would become, maybe he would have done things differently because he is a Christian. And, Cenk Uygur has to stick up his ass about white people and apparently Jews. So, it is what it is, man. Yeah, they weren't like necessarily woke. I don't even think woke was like a word back then. All right, let's finish this clip.
So you borrowed about 130. You've paid in 70.
Yes.
And you still owe how much?
$147,000 to this day.
Okay, but when you got out, did you get a...
Dude, what degree could possibly be worth $147,000?
job in your profession?
Yes. Yeah.
How much were you being paid an hour?
That job, I believe, was $12 an hour.
When I was a teenager, I worked at a clothing store. I worked at Hollister, and I made $7.50 an hour. And I had a second job doing magic tricks at like this gift shop on the Strip at Caesar's Palace, and that was $10 an hour. This dude took out nearly $150,000 loan to make $12 an hour. Again, these college dorks, these libtards, they're supposed to be super smart and better than myself. Like, do you guys not realize, like, did they not research, like, okay, this is the job that I think I'm interested in, and you don't, like, bother to look up, like, what their salary is? You can call them and ask, before you go to school, before you take out a $150,000 loan. Again, they act like they're better than us, and then, they're making this meager wage. I know bartenders who make $12, $10 an hour, but they go home every night with $200, $300 cash. And those dudes and girls, they live really well. And they don't have to take out loans. And these fucking idiots with little Argyle sweater and shit, they'll look down on people like that. Those they don't got debt. They're not crushed by debt. And I know this girl that I used to work with at this casino right down the street from me, and like she was super pretty. She was one of the like bartender server girls at this pool club, and she made so much money. She worked all summer. She worked for like 4 or 5 months, and she would take off the entire winter and just like hang out and party and like travel. I'm like, all right, good for her. Let's see, I'll help whoever. Imagine saying that about helping Adolf when he was starting his party, then washing your hands because of change. Careful what you build is the lesson. Yeah, I guess. I guess.
I live this way with holes in my shoes because I wanted to save every dollar I could to try to make my...
Bro, you ain't got no fucking holes in your shoes. Look at this guy. Well-groomed. Shirts ironed. Yeah, I don't believe him. He's lying.
Situation better because no one was going to help me. You can't just return your college degree. Once you got it, you got it.
So the return
No, it
on
wasn't pretty.
investment wasn't there.
No, and it's so frustrating that people say, well, why did you do it? Well, how about you look at the culinary school's website that says not only...
Culinary school. Culinary school. Okay.
will it pay off immediately, but getting this degree is going to potentially earn you much more than other culinary
Well, if it was on the website, it has to be true.
But that's the predatory part, that they're selling the dream, but you bought the lie.
Have you ever missed a payment?
No. No, I've made my payments in full on time, but because of the high interest and it compounds daily, every time I make that payment, by the time it's ready to make my next payment, it grew back. So I'm doing everything by the book. I'm working hard, I'm making my payments full, I'm making them on time, but the system is set up to keep you in the system. It's not set up for you to succeed.
Okay, so you borrowed about
Well, all the more reason to, you know, Ben Mayo, PUBG tomorrow? Ben Mayo, I don't know, bro. I'm going to be working on a house tomorrow. It's a lot of work, so we'll see. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe, but Thursday night, I'm going to be at that property all day, and I might go see Excision, so let's see. He has shoes to have holes. Wow, he's bragging on TV. Privilege much? I know, right?
130. You've paid in 70.
Yes.
And you still owe how much?
$147,000 to this day.
Okay, but when you got out, did you get a job in your profession?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, everything is going really great. I've been meaning to talk about some of the developments in my life. Very positive, but I can't talk about them yet, you guys. Can't talk about them yet. There's a couple pieces of this puzzle missing, and I'm just not going to blow my load. All right, let's finish.
How much were you being paid an hour?
That job, I believe, is $12 an hour.
We already heard that shit. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't be fucking stupid, man. Dude, this college shit is out of control. And, you know, again, what's missing from this conversation about the predatory lending with these college universities is the lack of accountability on behalf of the universities. They don't, like, no one ever wants to hold the universities accountable. Stick with the puppets. Look, Zombie Bomb, I am not abandoning the adorable puppets. I think about the puppets every day. The problem that I'm having right now, it's not even really a problem, but something fell on my lap, and I have to attend to this problem. It is very important that I do what I'm doing right now. And unfortunately, I can't talk about it that much. But I will. And as soon as I am done, I'm hoping I am done with this in a couple months. And I can go back and return and tend to my adorable puppets and attend to the channel and upload videos, because I've been wanting to do videos. I'm just not able to right now because life is happening, and it is more important than I told you to stop dating. I'm not dating anybody. God damn it, Omega Tony, you motherfucker. It just fuck. You know, like again, like I had an artist who dedicated so much time to helping me with getting the patterns ready. And I was ready to record and just start doing shit, but life fucking happened, and it has to wait. Like Vito and Dick Masterson and a bunch of YouTubers are coming down here at the end of the month. And we're gonna fucking rage and we're gonna party. And I did want to have Vito's puppet complete, but I just couldn't get it done because there was just so much shit happening, like real world shit. And yeah, man, life is gonna happen all over your puzzle if you blow your load on it all month long. Okay, I was using the word puzzle in like the metaphorical sense, and there's no load blowing. You guys get your minds out of the gutter, you guys. You guys are out of control. We remember the labia is sticky. Yes, it can be. All right, well, let's continue. The economy is so bad, McDonald's is getting rid of free drink refills, and more fast food chains may follow. So the Goy Slop spigot is being kind of throttled, it seems. They're kind of holding back. Will people lose weight as a result of these cost-saving measures? Who knows? Let's read a little bit about it. McDonald's customers are bidding a better farewell to free drink refills, one of the latest casualties from the brand already facing an identity crisis over extreme prices. A recent customer in Pittsburgh told marketplace.org that their local location began charging patrons for drink re-ups, something once a given for free throughout fast food franchises. What is the world coming to? A fat man recently wrote on X. Last year, it was reported that Mickey D's was gradually phasing out its self-serve soda fountains for dine-in customers by the year 2032. However, a company rep told Business Insider at the time that charging the refills would be left at the discretion of individual restaurant owners and operators. Oh, okay. But yeah, this is happening, guys. I mean, this is getting out of control. I mean, like, dude, there's theft all over the country. You know, the Biden crime class is out of control. And there are people going into these places. They're fucking with the machines. They're stealing Dr. Pepper and whatnot, and not paying for it. Me personally, I don't care because I don't consume the Goy Slop. Again, I don't like to consume product. And by the way, we're going to be doing our consume confessions very soon. Life is going to happen. I read that. Let's see. McDonald's is too expensive. The West has fallen. I know, right, Pixie? Yanks pay more than I do for fake food. Current year is funny. Dude, all of this is hilarious to me. Like, a lot of the stuff going on in the country, like, isn't really impacting me negatively. I know better. I prepared for it. I warned people about it. And again, my whole personal philosophy, my personal ethos is to, if I want to destroy and harm my enemies, one of the best things that one can do is to divorce themselves from these corporations. Do not carry water or run cover for them. Don't make excuses for them. Don't identify with them. And, don't promote their personal messaging. And one of the ways to do this is to avoid them. It's kind of like the clown from It. You know, the clown got more powerful the more people paid attention to it. And by the way, we're gonna get into that very, very soon because there's an interesting story that came up. It's after this one. So, all about the Digitine. People are blocking celebrities en masse, but is it effective? Digitine? I don't know what Digitine means. What the fuck is this word? Anyways, there's this trend, according to today.com. People are blocking celebrities en masse, but is it effective? Some on social media are calling for a digital guillotine on certain celebrities and influencers. This article is from Lindsay Lowe. Oh, so this is the article that I've been really wanting to talk about because I thought it was really damn interesting. A newly coined word has been making the rounds on social media this past week, the Digitine. It's basically a digital guillotine. Okay. The term, an abbreviation of digital guillotine, went viral in the wake of the 2024 Met Gala. It has been used by many social media users as a call to unfollow or block celebrities who have been vocal about their stance on the Israel-Hamas war. The word Digitine appears to have been first used by a TikTok user who was blasting an influencer for referencing Marie Antoinette in a Met Gala post. Celebrities have been proponents of digital boycotts, like in 2020 when A-listers like Kim Kardashian and Katy Perry announced a 24-hour boycott of Instagram for Stop Hate for Profit campaign organized to put a stop to misinformation and hate speech on Meta projects. So basically, they were calling for censorship, and everybody was okay with it because that censorship, those calls for censorship, would affect people like me. This time, though, celebrities and their influence and how they choose to wield it are the target. Read on to learn more about how blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what sparked the Digitine movement on social media? The phrase Digitine appears to have been coined by blah, blah, blah. A few days later, the Met Gala, which saw celebrities, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see. It's time for the people to conduct what I want to call a digital guillotine, a Digitine, if you will. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need, she said in her video. We gave them their platforms. It's time to take it back. Take our views away, our likes, our comments, our money by blocking them all on social media and digital platforms, she continued. The TikTok user went on to name the first person she wished to target in the Digitine movement, Haley Khalil, an influencer and model who recently posted a video of herself wearing a Marie Antoinette-style gown before the Met Gala. Today.com has reached out to Khalil and has not heard back at the time of the publication. Khalil's original video has since been deleted, but clips of her video posted by other TikTok users show that the influencer used an audio clip from the 2006 film Marie Antoinette including the line, "Let them eat cake," as she posed in her 18th century style floral gown. As a side note, the "Let them eat cake" is a quote popularly attributed to Marie Antoinette, often shared as evidence of her callous attitude towards starving peasants, but historians do not believe Antoinette actually spoke these words. Marie Antoinette was executed by guillotine during the French Revolution, blah, blah, blah. All right, Haley, for your ignorant decision to attend the $75,000 ticket Met Gala, and recite "Let them eat cake" while you have done nothing with your 10 million followers platform, as people are starving or dying, we sentence you to the digitine, the TikTok user. Oh, okay, so this is basically the Bolsheviks, emulating what Bolsheviks of the past did, but like on the internet. Very cool. Very, very cool. She finished her video with an image of Khalil being unfollowed, accompanied by a slicing blade sound effect and the spoken message, "Viva la revolution." Yeah, it's fucking hey, dude. These kids are so cringe. After the Digitime video went viral, Khalil responded in her own TikTok video. She clarified that she did not actually attend the 2024 Met Gala, but rather interviewed celebrities prior to the event. Khalil also noted that the audio clip she used from Marie Antoinette was a popular trending sound on TikTok at the time, and that she had not intended to cause offense by using the audio clip. So she's already bending the knee like a cuck. I need to apologize. I'm so sorry that I chose a sound that you guys could ever possibly feel was malicious in nature. If I had thought for even 1 second that the sound would be received that way, I never, ever would have used it. When I film my TikToks, I love to use trending audios and sounds that people are currently using, blah, blah, who cares? All right, so why are people blocking celebrities en masse? So we got to get down to the bottom of this. This is what I want to read. So TikTok user, blah, 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 videos soon went viral and inspired others on social media to name celebrities they wanted to add to the Digitine list. Several posts, many of which use the hashtags Digitine or Blackout 2024, criticized celebrities who had not spoken publicly about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The Israeli Hamas began after the Hamas launched an attack on Israeli civilians on October 7th, killing about fucking 1,200 people. Jesus Christ. And taking about 250 hostages. Okay, so one TikTok user shared the video. Let's see, blah, blah. List of celebrities who attended the Met Gala during the dystopian time, she wrote in the caption. All right, so you guys get the gist. And so the digital boycotts, are they going to be effective? Well, apparently they are. You know, they're already getting some of these douchebag influencers to respond to them. Now, so we're seeing this anti-consumer movement, which I agree with, but the people that are participating in this, I fucking hate. I hate all these people. I think they're scum, and there's so many layers to this, and I honestly should have prepared a statement for it, because there's just like a lot of inherent dishonesty in what I'm reading and just seeing all this activity online. But before I begin, let me just read some of this really quick. 744-ounce sodas cost the company 1 penny, including cups and straws. Don't let them charge you for a refill, but also don't eat that garbage. Yeah, you shouldn't be there in the first place, especially Mark Hamill. Yeah, fuck Mark Hamill. I support the article, but with no digital, please. Can we have a round of Digitime? Hold the digital? Yeah, no. So what I find interesting about this is that what's initially sparking the digital guillotines is the lack of response from these influencers and celebrities in lack of response in regards to the Gaza conflict. Not enough of them are doing anything to, I guess, support the cause, this revolution. The Palestinians are communists, by the way. It's essentially a Islamic communist revolution or a communist group, and that's why there's such a there's an affinity for these people by the modern left, even the fruitcakes. It's what we're seeing, and it's funny that a lot of these celebrities, some of them have weighed in on one side or another. And some people are just remaining silent because they don't give a shit or they don't know or both. I don't really care. But I think it's really interesting that now, because they're not getting their way, they want to participate in this little digital revolution, this Bolshevik-style revolution against these celebrities, these douchebag influencers. And it's because of their lack of support for people in Gaza. So they want to take their money, and they want them to use their money and their platform, their words, to promote the cause of the communists in Palestine. And they got a big stick up their ass. And I've seen a lot of clips on YouTube, or not YouTube, TikTok, where a lot of the people that were participating in the trend, they're like, yeah, man, we're going to make a difference. We're going to, we'll make this trend, blah, blah, blah. We're going to block Kim Kardashian, so on and so forth. if these guys are, they all act like they're all paying attention. They're terminally online. All these young people, they're glued to their fucking phones. And this isn't even the worst thing that any of these people have done. Kim Kardashian is invoked a lot in this article and in some of the videos that were like going semi-viral. Kim Kardashian currently is working with the Innocence Project. She's actively trying to release convicted rapists and convicted serial murderers from prison because they are magic Americans and their victims are white. Sean Fitzgerald, the actual Justice Warrior, did one of the most emotionally moving videos I've ever seen on YouTube. And it was a video a multiple series of videos where he was defending Paul Harrell and his family from attacks by Viola Davis and her people, attacks from Kim Kardashian, because all these fucking lame celebrities came out and defended Paul Harrell's murderer. And they were so fucking close to getting this guy out of prison. This is who Kim Kardashian is. But she's remaining silent on a conflict a bajillion miles away. And now you got to stick up your ass when it's literally not even close to the worst thing that this woman has done. That's why I fucking hate these leftists, man. And these same people, what I see is anger, resentment, jealousy. The people at the Met Gala, they're more beautiful. They're more wealthy. They have a platform and they use it how they want. And these helpless fucking loser nobodies, they don't like it. So they're going to rally up all these resentful losers, all these Bolsheviks, and they're going to bully them into submission. And in some cases, it appeared to have worked. But they didn't do anything. All they're doing is, like I said, they're engaging in the, fucking communist revolutionary tactics. And I see right through it. And it's not about, they want to pretend that they're being righteous and just. And they're not. They're just full of shit. Every single one of them. They're fucking scum. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's see. Muslim loans are better than current loans. I wouldn't know. I blocked Kim Kardashian years ago. I think I did too. I'm not even kidding. I fucking hate the Kardashians. They're awful people. They're all awful people. They're actively trying to make America an unsafer place. They are literally trying to petition the government to release violent criminals from prison who have been convicted convincingly of very serious violent crimes, many of which are sexual in nature. And they don't give a shit. They only want to release them because the violent convicted criminal is saying, I didn't do nothing, and their victims are white. That jives well with the far leftists, but them remaining silent on Palestine, that's a bridge too far for them. So don't fall for this shit. Don't fall for these trends. Like we shouldn't be paying attention to celebrities anyways, or consuming their products, or promoting their messages, because most of them are full of shit. They're liars. They don't believe what they say. They're basically like Jeremy from The Quartering, but they actually accomplish it, and some of them actually kind of sort of have talent, unlike Jeremy. But you get the point. You get the gist. Isn't that what her daddy did for a living? Yeah, he was a lawyer. A good one, too. Let me see if there's anything more interesting. I want to see some of the videos. Do digital boycotts like the Digitine movement actually affect celebrities and influencers? Blair Huddy, a public relations professional and the founder and CEO of Hudson Davis Communications, blah, 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 weighed in on how losing existing followers as well as being blocked by non-followers could have an impact on social media creators. In a statement to today.com, Huddy also noted that creators can negotiate rates for posts depending on their following. So, for example, an influencer with 100,000 social media followers could charge more money for a sponsored post than an influencer with 5,000 or 10,000 followers. With the loss of followers, they, the brands, won't have as much exposure to a sizable audience, so they won't be willing to pay as much for said users. All right, so yeah, it does appear that this might have some kind of effect. I wish there were posts about this. Let me see. You know what? Let's head over to TikTok. Let's see.
The Hub recently revealed the most searched video game characters on their site for 2023. So
Wow, I'm fucking this up. Come on.
What's the most down bad thing you've done out of pure horniness?
Oh my god.
I made my girlfriend.
Dude, I'm like such a boomer here. I don't know how to navigate through this shit. All right, so I'm just gonna type in Digitine. Let's see what these jackasses have to say.
I think the kids have.
Everyone's talking about.
I think the kids have this covered, but just in case, there has been discussion of a digitine, which is the combination of the word digital and a word that ends with teen. I'll let you figure out what that is. But essentially, we are divesting from any celebrity that attended the Met Gala in 2024 that has not openly spoken out about the genocide that is happening in Palestine. I made a list of all the attendees. People asked for a Google Doc. I have now made a Google Doc, and the top 20 biggest accounts on Instagram were pulled from that list, put at the top with their IG handles for your ease of use so that you can find those people and block them. I don't really know how TikTok works, but hopefully I can find a place to put the link. Otherwise, you can follow me on Instagram, which is Out Beyond Intimacy, same name. The link is in my bio there. Wish me luck. I'm 110 years old. I think they can.
Yeah, this person has pronouns in their bio.
Everyone's talking about wanting to affect the engagement of these celebrities and ruin their follower account. I'm not sure any of these celebrities even use ad revenue or brand deals as like a % of any of their income streams. Kim Kardashian didn't become a billionaire off of a sugar bear hair ad. I'm not sure this is doing what we want to do.
No, it's doing exactly what we want it to do. In case you're wondering, some of these celebrities and influencers and their PR teams are actually panicking right now. For example, Lizzo posted a video about Operation Olive Branch. Very peculiar timing. And now we have Brittany Broski, who infamously said, and I'm paraphrasing here, influencers who have a very large following should definitely use their platform to discuss about social issues, yet she will not talk about what's going on in the Middle East in her podcast. And now she also posted a video about Operation Olive Branch. Again, very peculiar timing. Before you deleted your video, you were asking in the comments, what are we trying to achieve here? We're trying to get all these wealthy, high-profile individuals to not only be vocal about the atrocities happening to Palestinians, but also to take action as well. They have the wealth. They're able to make a difference.
No more Eras tours. No more buying Skims, if that's what you're really trying to do. Actually, I think that anyone that has bought Skims or gone on an Eras tour in the past year should be canceled immediately for funding a billionaire. How about that?
Last time that I checked, Starbucks isn't doing so hot right now. And I came across a couple of videos from Taylor Swift fans saying that they're going to try to get a refund for their tickets. So yeah.
Everyone's talking about wanting to.
We'll see. Actors' job is to be professional liars. Color me shocked they are dishonest. Yeah. So like I was saying, I mean, it's not enough for them to be allies, right? And all these douchebag celebrities that they're canceling or whatever that they're blocking, they have been towing the line since 2015 at the very least. If we're trying to be contemporary here. They promoted the BLM lies. They promoted the Antifa lies. They promoted the narrative against Kyle Rittenhouse. They promoted the lies of Althea Bernstein, Pussy Smollett, Nathan Phillips. I could go on. They all shilled for Joe Biden. They all shilled for Hillary Clinton. They did everything they wanted to, but now because of this conflict in the Middle East and because of the players on both sides, you got the violent communists on one side, and then you have people that are, actively controlling governments in Europe and of course in North America. Now, so these celebrities, which are controlled by Mossad for the most part, and other interests in communist China, they're between a cock and a rock, right? They're a cock and a hard place. And I don't know what I would do if I was a celebrity. I'd probably be like, fuck, I don't care. I don't know anything about this shit. I don't want to look it up. I don't read the news. It's like, whatever. I'd stay out of it. But now they're forcing him to. And they did this to a degree to regular Americans. Like, it wasn't enough to just not be racist, right? You had to be anti-racist. So if you weren't actively promoting the lies of BLM, that would make you inherently racist in the eyes of the internationalists, in the eyes of these Bolsheviks. I like how they have skinned every movement into a skin suit just to make a moral reason not to consume product. Yeah, I mean, again, this is why I've been so adamant about promoting my anti-consumer, philosophy. If we do not consume their products, they do not have power over us. If we do not consume their products, they don't have money to promote bullshit ads. We can protect people from being exposed to the propaganda of the internationalists. So funny enough, these dumbasses on TikTok, like this goofball wearing the Misfit shirt. It's funny, like the guy wants to be like an individual, you know, like he's got his own thing going on. But like, dude, you got all these fucking patches, dude. You look like a fucking soup can, bro. You're doing nothing but you're just a walking advertisement for all this bullshit. And you want to act like you fucking get it, and you don't. You're just a fucking sheep. You were perfectly fine consuming the goy slob and listening to your, you know, all these douchebag celebrities until they stopped doing what you wanted them to. Because it's never enough with these people. It's why you don't fuck with these guys. It's never enough. All right, I'm not racist. That's not enough. Okay, well, I'm anti-racist. That's not enough. Okay, I gave reparations. That's not enough. All I have to give now is my life. That's not enough. It'll never be enough. Now you got to move on from BLM. Now it's Palestine. And then what? Get out of here. Let's see, what's this guy going to say?
Reasons to block everyone on this list. And this one kind of hurts, actually. I kind of want to personally apologize to Megan because I've been waiting on you to drop an anime rap forever, and yeah, this hurts. Every person on this list has an outsized influence on young people. And each one has independently or individually taken part in a culture that explicitly commodifies them. From being paid pigs at a bar to throwing money and ass on the floor, to thinking that going out and trying to quote-unquote hustle and take risks is smarter than chasing a bag of legal way for now. All of them have taken struggles and problems that people in dark communities face and found ways to make themselves rich telling stories without actively and impactfully changing the conditions that lead to those stories. But yeah, this one's gonna hurt Black and Megan, bro. Please make your way off this list, Megan. Please make your way off this list. Please make your way off this list. Reasons to block everyone on this list.
Look at this guy, dude. This guy's a consumer. I want to consume product, but my ideology forbids it. But please just do what I say so I can consume your product and be a pay pig again. Like, these people fucking disgust me. Yeah, Friedrich Marx is right. Like, I'm like, dude, those gulags are looking pretty attractive right now. Okay, we got a sassy, stunning, and brave woman here. What's this bitch gonna say?
Kardashian to lose 3 million followers. I know.
Okay, that's actually kind of impactful. 3 million, that's kind of a big deal. I'm not gonna lie. But good, anti-consume. The less power these fucking people have, the better. How come you guys aren't talking about all the grapists that Kim Kardashian is trying to save? Kim Kardashian probably wants them out of prison so she can suck their dicks.
Other celebrities have to be shaking in their boots right now because so far we got Lizzo to send a video about the Olive Branch Project. I think that's what it's called. We need to remind these people that we're the reason they have money. We got
Yeah, chick, you're kind of right, but you're still pathetic. Yeah, dude, like, commie chicks, they're only good for practice. And that's it. Treat them nice for one night. Or get as much as I can out of them, but none of this is dating material. I don't want to fucking, roll over after I fucking climax and then hear this shit. So what the fuck are you watching on TikTok? With Digitine? What the fuck? Dude, I got a fucking job. I got time for this shit. Shouldn't be consuming these products anyways. You know what? The hilarious part about this, had they adopted this way of thinking without the Bolshevik nonsense in their head, they would be like totally normal, productive people in society. Poor Gio, the sirens of the gulags is so calming. One day it will be. Western Palestine, the supporters are the worst. And I like Palestine. Look, I don't like or dislike them. I really don't care. But like Bill Burr says, like, why don't you guys just sit down and fucking talk about it? Because like nobody wants to see the dead kids. Nobody wants to see hostages. And I like to think sensible people don't want to go to war or be shipped off to go fight on behalf of Israel. And again, I wouldn't have to anyways, but a lot of people would be forced to. They'll try to get out of it, but they won't. They can't. Unbelievable, man. Like, all these people that, like, they look annoying, they sound annoying, their philosophy shit. I mean, it's weird because, like, they're kind of right, but they're kind of wrong, too. Let's see, what's this bitch gonna say?
I promise this is the last video I'll be making about Brittany Broski. Probably.
maybe. I saw a few worrying comments under her video where she talked about Operation Olive Branch and Lizzo's video, Hank Green's video. People were going after critics of them in the comment section. There were critical people being like, hey, listen, thank you for doing this, but also you're staying blocked. And in response to that, there were other commenters being like, oh, y'all just want to stay mad. Why are we still punishing these influencers for doing the right thing? Blah, blah, blah. And I think this is
because they're communists. Is what communists do. You can bend the knee to, you know, to the demands of the Bolsheviks, but it is never enough, like I said. Point proven. This is the first time seeing these videos, by the way. And it's just abundantly obvious because these people are bloodthirsty. They're resentful. They're jealous. I mean, just look at the background. These people are fucking brokies, you know? Again, I try not to shit on people for being less fortunate. But when you're a less fortunate person with a shitty attitude, I got no love for you. I got no sympathy for you. If you never succeed in life, I don't care. If anything, it's probably better that these people remain broke and living in squalor and all that, because if they gain power of any sort, they're going to wield it to hurt people, because it's never enough. I was a fucking Bernie bro. I harbored resentment and anger in my heart, not like this, but I know what it's like and I know what it looks like, and all these people would terrify me if they held public office, if they managed companies, large ones of significant consequence.
About it, because I do understand both sides. Regardless of whether or not they're good people, it is a good thing that they are speaking out. But also, we need to stop giving people flowers and applauding them for doing the bare fucking minimum, right? And I think after the Blockout 2024 trends started happening and these influencers were finally coming out of the woodwork, begging their audiences to come back to them, definitely an eye-opening experience. And I think the thing that made me the most mad was it was so clear that their motivations had not changed. The reason that they hadn't spoken out about this topic was because they were worried about losing money and opportunities. And now the reason that they are speaking out about this topic is because they're worried about losing money and opportunities. They're speaking out for the sole purpose of self-preservation, which makes them bad people. It shouldn't be the...
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Straight from the horse's mouth. Again, another walking advertisement. What is this, some kind of band t-shirt? Probably some shitty music. The lumpen are sad and angry people. I know. They are.
The promise of forgiveness that gets you to do the right thing. Let me say that again. It isn't the promise of forgiveness that should get you to do the right thing. Meaning, just because they have now finally spoken out doesn't change the fact that they have already done irreparable harm by not speaking out these past 8 months. They haven't learned anything other than the fact that we have the power. The game has changed, and they're adjusting their plans accordingly. And I don't know the right answer to this, because I do think that all the critiques that I've seen in the comments of those videos are completely valid. We all know that it shouldn't have taken this long.
You know, to a degree, she's right. There is a little bit of power that is held in the little hands of these tiny fruitcakes. That is true. And it is something that I profess myself. We do wield immense power. We have the ability to stop these people in their track, not these dorks on TikTok, but like the internationalists, the mega corpos, etc., that are promoting an ideology that is antithetical to, you know, Western civilization's motives, for example. You know, they promote things that run contrary to, you know, Locke's philosophy, the Magna Carta, the Constitution, so on and so forth. You know, they promote nonsense like democracy. And, you know, they don't, if we just stop giving them money and stop paying attention to them and getting our friends and our family to stop paying attention to them, stop giving them money, and also telling them to fuck off and get out of our lives, that would have been impactful. What these kids are accomplishing on TikTok is actually kind of amazing. Because they are making a difference. I mean, they're getting Lizzo, the giant fat hippo, to bend the knee and capitulate to these weirdos. You know, regular Americans should have done the same thing. The boomers should have done the same thing. The Gen Xers, the millennials, etc. We should have done the same thing too. We're not going to be going to Walmart. We're not going to be watching football, cuckball. We're not going to be going on Amazon Prime and paying for these stupid services. Because what they are doing is hurting America. They're hurting Western civilization. They are actively trying to annihilate a minority of people on the planet. which are people of European stock. And they did nothing. These people, these fucking dorks on TikTok, they're making waves for people they don't even know halfway across the world. But the conservatives, people on the right, the dissident right, so-called dissident populist types, they can't even bother to cancel their Netflix subscription after cuties, after all the horseshit that they promote and do. And this is in our own backyard. It's almost like they almost deserve to get wiped out. And they are losing. And they think they're winning and they're not. And I mean, there's some dissident types, I'm not going to name any names, who I do like and respect. And I'm not saying this because I'm like my feelings are hurt or that I'm angry or that I'm offended or triggered in any way, because I'm not. But I'm seeing people who are openly anti-Semitic saying really heinous, hateful shit, which is fine. I believe they have the right to say these things. And that honestly doesn't bother me. So on one hand, they're saying this offensive stuff. But on the other hand, they're literally consuming the goy slop. They're watching, movies in theater. They actively promote Disney products. They have meaningful conversations, and they try to talk about and change the culture of Hollywood and television. And it's like, why? You're literally helping the enemy. You're literally giving money to people that you claim you fucking hate. And I'm supposed to believe that you're based and red-pilled? You're not. You're full of shit too. Both sides are full of shit. So I don't want to fucking be associated with any particular group, because I see everything for what it is. And, funny enough, even that cuck Destiny, he's divorcing himself from the progressive far left label. He doesn't want to be associated with it anymore. Who knows? Maybe he'll go to the gym, get jacked, and never be a cuckold again. Good for him. We'll see. The only antidote to mental suffering is physical pain. I was reading a long time ago. I read, not Sam Harris, Christopher Hitchens' Portable Atheist. And he was pulling a lot of quotes from a lot of philosophers. And some of it was from Karl Marx. Karl Marx, communism shit aside, some of the things that he was saying went really fucking hard, man. Some of that shit went really fucking hard in the paint. And I was like, damn. Like, I get why that ideology was attractive to a degree. Some of what he was saying was not entirely untrue. And it made sense. I get it. I'm just saying I get it. I don't agree with communism, but I get what he was trying to say. And that was a really good book, man. It was a really, really good book, really eye-opening. And granted, I'm no longer an atheist. And even then, it was still a good read. It was still a good read. Oh, God. All right. So, yeah, these people are all full of shit. We got to get into the 3 or 4 stuff. This is actually kind of funny. Kind of reminded me of Hunter Avalon. I imagine this is like Hunter Avalon posting. He made this post on Reddit. This is from a community called Cuckold Psychology. The bull treats me like a child? ? This person is asking for support. I get he's the alpha, but it's kind of annoying how he treats me like I'm a kid when I'm 32 and he's 35. Whenever he's not with my girlfriend in their room, he'll come up to me and say things like, "How's it going, little man?" Or if I show him something like a game or a movie or whatever, he'll over-exaggerate and say, "Wow, that is so cool, dude." Or if I tell him a story, I'll get a response like, "Whoa, that's crazy, buddy." Even when the story wasn't that crazy to begin with. Then when he goes out somewhere with my girlfriend, he'll say, "We'll be back in a bit, champ." He acts more like a dad than a friend. Not that I want to really be friends with the guy to begin with, but I just find it kind of annoying, even though he's nice most of the time. Just kind of seems fake though, Right now he's living with us since his wife kicked him out, so I'm forced to interact with him more. Our room ended up becoming his and my girlfriend's room ever since he moved in. I didn't get much of a say. My girlfriend and I barely ever get alone time now, so maybe that's also making me more annoyed by his antics. I don't know, but I wish he stopped treating me like a kid. Oh, man. Oh, God, dude. So there's an image of a jacked soy jack Chad with like a pink-haired thin feminist. And then like the soy cuck is, I don't know what he's playing. He's playing like Harvest Moon or something. Maybe Zelda. Oh, there's my little man. How you doing, sport? Haha, it's great. I'm gonna go rearrange your wife's guts now. See you in a couple hours, champ. And then, of course, he's like crying, tears running down his face. He's like, have fun, man. Shit. Yeah, dude, this is like a Destiny post for sure. I don't even know if I can watch that. And then people are surprised that our country is so fucked. Weak men create hard times. The Bible makes more and more sense every minute. This is just sad. Someone wrote, this can't be real. Yeah, dude, there's people who are really like this, man. I mean, I'm not trying to name names, but I was at this party with a bunch of hipsters, and this guy was dating this girl. Somebody that I don't want to explain my relationship with this dude, but he had a girlfriend, and there was a party at his house. We're all like drinking, you know. And this guy, this younger dude that worked with the girl, they run off to his bedroom. And I asked my friend, we're not friends anymore, but I asked him. I was like, hey, Eddie, where's Sarah at? And he said it in like this sad monotone voice. He's like, yeah, she's in her room with this Asian man. And I was like, oh, fucking awkward. I'm gonna finish this drink and I'm gonna leave because it was so weird. But this is real, guys. People are like this, and I make fun of cucks a lot on the show. Make fun of the simps, and it's like on one hand, it's like, oh well, they're not hurting anybody. Okay, maybe, but you know, shit's gonna hit the fan. You know, things are falling apart in the country, and if there's like an army of cucks out there, I can't rely on these people to save my ass or to be in my corner, because these men are cowards. A lot of these Westerners, these modern leftists, they're weak, cowardly people, and they cannot be relied on for anything. They will get you killed. They will slow you down. They will sell you out. So this is why I speak out against the cucks and the simps and the progressives, and the Democrats, so on and so forth. Because I believe they are a detriment to society, and they're going to get you killed. I genuinely believe that. See, Friedrich Marx writes, the woke are a distorted, subverted communist. Probably. Is everyone on Reddit like Destiny? Yeah, pretty much. The majority of Reddit is full of cucks, for sure. Especially after, you know, the 2016 election. They ended up banning anybody who was funny, who was cool, who was influential. I myself was banned from the entire website. I'm not allowed to make an account on there. I've tried, and they just always ban me anyways. Even though I got like a new ISP, got new, you know, flushed the router, whatever. I did everything I could, and they just always ban me. And yeah, they got rid of the anti-consumer subreddits. Like Consume Product was one of them. So funny. They got rid of that. There was a, you know, Drumpf is finished. They got rid of that. Obviously, they got rid of the Donald. I had multiple posts that went viral in 2015. And in 2016, and I do like to believe that I was one of the individuals that was largely responsible for the rise of President Trump during that election. He did get memed into the White House because he didn't really have a ground game anywhere in the country. It was very, very mild, to put it lightly. I can be friends with cucks, but they cannot be friends with me because I will mock them for being a cuck. Ethical bullying. I got banned from posting on Reddit after making one post. Yeah, yeah, Reddit fucking sucks, man. Like, most Redditors are just, you know, a bunch of soy bitches, bug eaters, bugmen, and, you know, they're just not honorable people, and I wouldn't want them anywhere near me. All right, so let me open up Discord really quick, because I forgot to get some of those other stories, so we're just going to open them up in real time. Let me see. Where we at? All right. So Jake Shields writes. Hold up. Where's OBS? Here we go. This poor guy believed that his wife would want to fuck him if he did more house chores and childcare. It's sad how clueless many men are about the psychology of women. So this guy writes from Caring Fatherhood, user Caring Fatherhood. Am I wrong in divorcing my wife because sex didn't improve after I took up more chores and childcare? About a year ago, I talked to my wife about our declining sex life. She is a stay-at-home mom, and I admit that I was not very involved, and she did most of the childcare and household duties. I worked a lot, sometimes 18 hours a day, so I didn't have the energy. I tried to do more chores, but in a week, I realized that it's not sustainable. My job was good on paper. I earned a lot, but there was no point in killing myself in a bad job and not see my kids grow up. I found another job, a nice 9 to 5 with less pressure, but very steep pay cut. I was earning 50% less, so we downsized our house and created a tighter budget. I am now taking up a substantial chunk of childcare, and I have streamlined chores planning, so there is a lot of free time left. But sex didn't improve. There was a lot of empty promises. So I finally pushed for an answer. I asked her why is she not putting effort. She says she resents me for taking a lower paying job. She can't afford getting her nails done at her favorite shop. She has to live in a smaller house, etc., etc. Honestly, I don't regret taking a lower paying job. I am in a better mental and physical health, so I won't go back to my old career. I realized that she was just bullshitting me. She never tried to improve the situation. She just made excuses, so she won't fuck me because I worked a lot and I didn't have the time, and she won't fuck me now because I have more time and I'm not working a lot to earn more money. I have decided on divorce. I don't think this marriage is salvageable. Fuck, man. Yeah, this is a problem for a number of reasons. Hold on, make sure no one's texting me. Someone did text me. Somebody asked me to go to a bar. I'm not going to a bar. I'm doing my show. The problem here is that it appears that the woman didn't really have a lot of attraction to this individual. It looks like the woman settled, and she just made excuses. I'm not going to fuck you because you're never around. You're not involved. This hurts me. Okay. He obliges the woman. Now it's, you don't have enough money to have sex with me. This is never about the money. This was never about the time. There are dudes, like look, if you're a guy that is desirable, a woman will wait as long as it takes to make love to you. She'll be waiting for you. She'll rearrange her entire schedule just to be with you. And if she really loved you and cared about you, it would happen. This guy was used. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Women are for breeding and renting. Why would you buy public property? Disavow. All right. What do we got here? All right. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. I'm a corn star. Here's the most common mistake men make during sex. All right. So one of the things I always say is that you got to fucking A. Am I gonna get banned for showing those fucking images? Stupid whores. You can't bore the women. They'll resent you for it. So X-rated creators. What Aussie men are getting wrong. This is about you, Friedrich Marx. What Aussie men are getting wrong when it comes to sex, and there's a clear theme. Sex conversations are having a moment in Australia. There's been a rise in women creating racy content online. Lame for the streets. And it has led to plenty of chatter about modern sexuality, trends, and kinks. Now, 4 creators have revealed what men are still getting wrong about sex in 2024 and why the most common mistake is exclusively an Aussie issue. Ooh. All right, so Alicia Davis, who was a correctional officer bringing about $1,000 a week before she became an X-rated creator, blah, 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 said Aussie men can be quite egotistical when it comes to sex. Davis, 31, said they're often far too eager to rush in, which can ruin the experience. Yeah, we call that in the States, we call that thirst. If you're thirsty, massive turn off for the babes. They don't like that. They think it's all about getting in and getting the job done rather than the little things that can add to the moment. So again, you bore the women if you climax too quickly and the woman doesn't climax at all. She explained that many men don't care if a woman is satisfied as long as they are. Yeah, that could certainly be a problem, especially like those high-value males, so-called high-value males, those desirable dudes. They have a lot of options, and, they got to get in and get out. They got, at least 1 or 2 chicks a week, 2-3 chicks a week, and they're not going to waste their time texting and calling and cuddling or none of that. Taking it nice and slow and just savoring the moment. They're not doing any of that. So this is an issue, according to the women. Davis went as far as to say that European men are better in bed. Hey, whenever I've slept with an Irish or British guy, they have been much more communicative and sensual. It makes a world of difference, she argued. Damn, dude. Similarly, creator Annie Knight, 26, who previously went viral for revealing that she'd slept with 300 people in the past 12 months, said Aussie men tend to have a jump straight in approach to sex, which isn't ideal. Friedrich Marx, is this true? I mean, is this why you brag about being a breeder? What they don't understand is you have to go slowly. Start by kissing and light touching. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I just imagine Friedrich Marx just playing, the Soviet Union anthem and just finishing as soon as it's done. It's only a couple minutes long. So let's see. Kay Manuel, who is also an X-rated creator, said the issue is once again the Aussie men rush. All right, so take your time, go slow. I guess that's all they're saying. I thought there'd be more interesting shit. Maher said this can often lead to women faking it because they want to appease men who aren't making enough effort. We are made to feel that stroking their ego by faking it will make for a better sex, but that only serves them, she pointed out. Okay. The theme of having no patience continue with escort Kataji Cortez, who said men think women can orgasm on command. I'm not sure how men really think we can just make it happen automatically 57 times in a session. Even better when they last 10 seconds and ask if I've finished. Oof. Well, again, these women, they're quite attractive, so this is their problem. This is their fault. These are the guys that they're choosing. Let me read some of these comments really quick. It's not about me. I don't have sex with women, nor do I care if they enjoy it or not. Read the previous statement. All right, fair enough. All right, let me see. I'm just gonna beat. Let me just open up all these posts really quick. Because we're about to get to Lauren.
Yeah, baby boy, I absolutely started the global phenomenon, this trend that is called men's rights advocacy.
Your current boyfriend
I literally
is not
did that
white.
single-handedly. I'm not exaggerating, baby boy. You can ask
Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. Jesus Christ. Yeah, more on that later. Fuck, where did I leave off? Dude, this is way too many. We're almost at 3 hours. Yeah. You know what? We're just gonna get to the Lauren Southern thing. Because there's just way too much shit going on here. I want to play this clip really quick before I get to the article about Lauren Southern. Let's see, where is that anyways? I'll find it in a second, but I don't want to go too long. Oh no, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Nothing, shut up forever. I know, right? These women are loose hoes. She's banged most of the world. I know, right? I also think she pointed out that she was public property from the streets. She comes 7 years to the streets. She goes, I know, right? I agree. All right, so Lauren Southern just recently wrote this big article, or had an article written about her and her experience. So Lauren Southern, she's like a culture warrior. She's like a white knight for, like, us Europeans or whatever. And it's kind of weird how things turned out, as you can read the title here.
Your current boyfriend is not white.
I don't think it would be endearing to put such an emphasis on that, because it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is he's the best person I've ever met.
No, the answer is like, oh, no, he's not. That's fine. Whatever. Instead of like, oh, well, because what she's trying to do is like kind of deflect, it's like, oh, it's not endearing. She's trying to, do like the quasi word salad thing, because she presents herself as like this culture, white knight for white people. Yet she's in this peculiar relationship with somebody and tries to shame the interviewer. Watch that again real quick.
Your current boyfriend is not white.
I don't think it would be endearing to put such an emphasis on that, because it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is he's the best person I've ever met. Like, he would watch this and be like, why would you make that a thing?
Sure.
Because it's not, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
She looks like she wants to fucking cry. I wonder why. Probably shame, embarrassment, something to that effect.
Sure.
You know, because it's not, it doesn't matter.
She's lying. She's a liar. All right. Well, you know what? Instead of going to the article, I bet we can find a bit. Let's see. Actual justice. Fuck. Justice warrior. He made a video about it. And again, I like Sean. You know, his shit's pretty good. He's done really important stuff. But like, he comes out simping for these women. And I'm
So
like,
there's a
why?
common trope.
And the title of it is called Lauren Southern is right about the red pill. If I speed this up, maybe it'll be a lot more interesting than actually going over the article. So I'll be pausing it to respond in real time. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. All right. Lauren Southern is the best ever. She is a, jeez, who pretended to be white nationalist, who bred with a, she baited them all, and she did the classic white chick shit. That's so fucking gross. Bitches like her make it so hard to go around saying we should ban all white. I know. Oh, God, dude. Jesus Christ, you guys. Let's see. I also think she pointed out that she was oh no, I already read that already. All right, so let's just again. I like Sean, but dude, I had to downvote it. Oh yeah, dude. Shout out to everybody who downvoted this. Here was my response, really quick, and I'm gonna elaborate a little bit further. I'm like, bro, this video sucks. You're only doing it because you're a simp for Lauren Southern for some reason, even though you're about to be married. First off, what Lauren Southern went through has nothing to do with the red pill. The red pill isn't even necessarily about dating. But for the sake of argument, I get what you mean. With that said, the red pill doesn't suggest, support, or endorse emotional abuse against women. Culture war race warrior Lauren Southern decided to get dicked down and pregnant by a non-white dude. And she alleges she's being mistreated. Okay, what does that have to do with the red pill or trad wives? She chose a bad dude that has nothing to do with any ideology. That's basically it. I don't think that was offensive or whatever. Let's see. This isn't criticism of a trad wife. It's criticism of a young girl who didn't understand traditionalism and rushed into a bad relationship. Her story is not even close to typical. Remember, kids, don't marry feds. Yeah, so, dude, everybody is kind of like in agreement with me and roasting Sean, but let's just hear him out. We're going to watch the video and react in real time.
In the genre known as film noir of Venetian blinds. Seriously, Venetian blinds are all over the place, and that's because the partial shadow is symbolic of the fact that all these different people have secrets and whatnot that are to be revealed later in the film. Now, that analogy doesn't have anything to do with today's topic. In fact, a better, more apt analogy of film noir to today's topic is this other common trope, which is the small town, attractive girl getting swallowed up by the big city. And occasionally, when I think of Lauren Southern, I think of this particular film trope, because here you have somebody that is idealistic, that actually believed in the things that she was preaching, which is oftentimes very rare on the internet.com, who try to live up to those.
That is debatable. She pretends to be a free speech warrior, but she, you know, went after the Sandman, legally speaking. By the way, you know, I've had disagreements with Sandman, nothing like, you know, like I don't like him or anything like that, but I've had disagreements with him, and I genuinely believe that he's truthful in his speech, and apparently he's being targeted by the permanent government of the United States. Because of his very, like, I don't really think what he's saying is like super controversial or anything. Like, he has his opinions that run contrary to the regime approved narratives, but I don't really think it's anything that's like close to ban worthy, anything that would raise an eyebrow or scare at somebody. But apparently the permanent government of the United States, Biden's regime, is actively putting him on lists. I'm not even fucking kidding. And he showed the receipts. I went through the document. Oh my gosh. Anyways, and Legion of Men was also on there along with the Fresh and Fraud guys and whatever.
Those values only to get swallowed up and spit out, as explained in this article from an outlet that I never heard of that is called Unheard. Get it? Comedy. And that's what I want to talk about today, because there is a lot of pushing of this trad wife influencer kind of lifestyle to people in the conservative media, and honestly, a lot of it is nonsensical, and this article gives you the perspective of somebody who tried to live up to what is being portrayed in those listicles, again, as described by her, not by me, and I think it's interesting for us to go through, because we need to not oversimplify relationships, what makes them work, and whatnot.
Yeah, people on the so-called right, people who are, you know, conservative or whatever, who want to have traditional relationships, so they themselves, of course, are promoting traditional relationships. I don't see anything wrong with that. A man wants to provide for his family. He wants somebody there to help do most of the heavy lifting when it comes to, you know, child rearing and stuff, raising the child while they're off doing their work or whatever. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't really see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything predatory with that. So let's just continue.
Because it has disastrous results, as it did for Lauren Southern. Now, before we get into this, I want to thank everybody who signed up over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money, okay?
Your support is greatly appreciated. So full disclosure, right off the top, I just want to say that I actually like Lauren Southern.
Simp.
Okay. Come on, let it all out.
Stop simping.
I got it. And this is despite the fact that I have many reasons to dislike her. First and foremost, Canadian. Ew, disgusting. Have you seen the way that she says words like sorry? Absolutely horrific and shameful. On top of that, I cannot ignore that she is trying to become Rogue from X-Men. Everybody can see it, Lauren. I don't know why you're trying to hide this. But in all seriousness, this is despite the fact that I didn't think that I would like her when I met her, because when you get famous that young, usually that makes you kind of like a horrible, self-centered person. But after meeting her in person, she's probably the person that I was most surprised about. She actually cares about other people and isn't self-centered, and honestly has been humbled through her experiences rather than thinks of herself as some kind of untouchable star. And again, this is despite the fact that she was essentially a rock star who kind of instantly became famous in conservative media, which people who touch a little bit of fame that young tend to be absolutely horrible. So credit where credit is due there. Secondly, I think one of the reasons why not just me but other people tend to like her is because she actually tries to live up to the values that she preaches, and that's exactly how she ended up in the situation that she was in, according to this Unheard article. Because I'm sure some of you guys are aware, Lauren very famously left the content space at the height of her popularity in order to get married and live the trad life, just as is outlined by the trad life influencers. And guess what? It completely backfired and was a devastating situation for her that essentially she had to escape after kind of being trapped in Australia due to political reasons and due to COVID. And I think it's actually important for us to actually examine people who tried to live up to these values.
So already the situation that Lauren Southern is in is very unique because of the, you know, political her being banned from certain countries and because of the lockdowns and stuff. So it was kind of like a, you know, this cocktail of misery and misfortune. So I can appreciate the situation that she was in. However, like, this is not the norm. And again, there's nothing about the trad life or whatever that promotes emotionally abusing your significant other. And we're going to get to that in this video. So let's continue.
Rather than people who preach these values and don't actually have any connection to them in the real world at all whatsoever. This is one of those internet brain versus reality situations, and both the internet brain party and the reality party are in one person, Lauren. First of all, this article is written by a woman called Mary Harrington, who is a former feminist that became more reasonable, writing about Lauren, who is this super trad woman influencer who also ended up becoming more reasonable. Now, as this article outlines, Lauren left media at age 22, the height of her popularity, in order to actually live up to the social conservative template of a wife and mother, or a trad wife as is named in this particular article. Now, this was in 2019, and on top of all of that, she ended up moving to Australia to be with her husband, where she ended up giving up her political career to embrace the nurturing feminine domestic role promoted by the right-wing traditionalists, and again, this is known as the trad wife. But now that Lauren has left the idealized, picturesque trad lifestyle because it wasn't all that it was cracked up to be, she's now speaking out against it, and in fact has actually formed a group with other people that are in or recently got out of so-called trad wife situations where they support each other and they try to move forward. And one of the things that I want to take note of in this portion of the article is the fact that Lauren says that she's speaking out not as a betrayal of her side or anything like that, but knowing that she's going to be attacked because she's trying to share a realistic perspective on this rather than focus on internet brain, so that women that are in a similar position to her don't go down the same path. Because remember, she promoted this. This was something that she pushed for and actually tried to engage in. And to be clear, Lauren is obviously being attacked. In fact, I completely missed this article up until very recently, because when I saw the attacks being leveled against her, I assumed it was based on the previous thing that people were attacking her for, and I didn't actually look into it. But I am glad that I ultimately ended up finding this, because there are very important lessons from this story. However, I know people want me to give the caveat that this is her side of the story. We don't have the other side of the story. So to be fair, even though Lauren has offered a bunch of different people some private ways of confirming different aspects of her story in the past, this is her version of the story, and I'm just going to leave it at that. But I want to examine it because remember, a marriage involves two parties, and if we want marriage to work and be more successful, we should examine the experiences of two parties. We shouldn't just blame the women for everything, which is the modern trend right now, the unthinking trend. We should actually understand that what you need in order for a marriage to function is something that I like to call complementary interlocking gender roles. Now, this Trad Life WhatsApp group that Lauren is a part of and works with people on is often referred to as an underground railroad for women in the conservative movement, some who are prominent media figures, and that's because there are a lot of influencers that are not in good relationships who are still portraying a happy marriage publicly and
You know what's so funny, and we're gonna get to this later on. She's now actively counter-signaling people who want to have a traditional relationship with another human being because of the sour grapes she went through. Okay, I get that. So now she's trying to embed herself in the lives of other people and assert her ideology onto somebody because of her bad experiences. It's like, oh, well, my shit went sour. Therefore, you're probably not going to make out the way that you think you will. You'll end up like me. And again, relationships are incredibly complex, and everybody's relationship has problems. Everybody's relationship has issues, and it's ultimately between a man and a woman to resolve them amicably for themselves, for their personal well-being, for their children, for their family, so on and so forth, for the sake of peace. And now Lauren Southern is counter-signaling people who desire to have a traditional relationship that looks like what their grandparents had, what maybe their own parents had. And there's a hunger for a real relationship, a tangible, concrete relationship that looks healthy, that is healthy. And there's nothing wrong with trying to strive for that. And a lot of the people who promote this, the trad lifestyle, if that's what you want to call it, I think the majority of them are well-meaning and kind and gentle people, and like they want to just be happy, they want to be fulfilled, they want to have a family. And it's very possible that Lauren Southern herself wanted this as well. And it didn't pan out for her. So now she's sour grapes. Now she's, fucking the Harriet Tub girl of progressive, of like the feminist movement or something. And now she's going to try to rescue women from this unrealistic, trad life thing. Okay. All right. Again, what does it have to do with the red pill? So I downvoted this video. This is a bad video from Sean Fitzgerald.
Bashing people for not being married, despite the fact that they're in these terrible relationships. And she hopes that she can speak out and she can reassure all of these women who are thinking in their heads, I'm uniquely terrible and I'm uniquely making a mistake, that no, sometimes things are more generally amiss. Now look, without getting into anybody's business or anything like that, this is something that you commonly hear related to certain married couples in the conservative media space. They're in crap situations, they're being mistreated, but for some reason, they feel the need to uphold it publicly so that you guys out there in the audience can feel like they are an inspiration-style couple. But the problem with that is it's not real, and secondly, marriage is not supposed to be a show for other people. It's supposed to be a partnership between two people, between husband and wife, where you're working together to form a common goal, raise a family, do all that good and swell stuff. Now, I'm somebody who is...
Yeah, no, that's a given. And this isn't like an issue that's kind of unique to the trad wife type content creators. There's a lot of people on the internet putting up a front. There are people who are broke as shit, pretending to be rich, pretending to be baller shot callers. There's people who, act like they're independent and that they're unique and interesting, but they're propped up by mega corporations. They're propped up by the regime. There's people who act like they make their own coffee, but it's really drop ship garbage, like Jeremy from The Quartering. A lot of people are putting on a front. Yeah, and some people are even pretending to have meaningful, happy relationships when they're not really that great to begin with. This really is not unique to the trad wife phenomena. It really isn't. And I honestly haven't really seen evidence that, that this is a problem, for one, at all within the trad wife community, and two, that this is a comment that's unique unique specifically to the trad wives. So no, there's just a lot of issues with this. And again, Sean Fitzgerald is a simp. I know he tried to play it off like he's not, but he is. Let me read some of these comments before we proceed. Let's see. I wish these people would stop playing racist stereotypes that they tell me I am. Okay, I read that one. I believe the dark man sucks a lot, but her complaints about him are all retarded. She swallowed up a lot. She was a white birth promoter and had a mixed breed kid. She always wanted her own pet monkey. Fucking A. God damn it. Having a trad wife makes you a slave. Cucks will always find ways to be a cuck. Disavow. Removing mother's child rights solves all these issues. If I cannot have it, neither can you. Lauren Southern. Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Finally, I agree with you on some. All right, let's continue this.
Is in a long-term relationship. I've known my fiance for 10 years. I am to be married this year. I already know some people out there in the comments are going to say, Sean, don't get married or anything like that. But one of the best parts about my relationship is that it's private. We don't have to put on a show for other people. We don't have to represent ourselves out into the public in the way that many of these people ultimately end up having to do. And honestly, it is quite sad. And it's very sad to see in person. So one of the first times that I met Lauren, she was still in that phase where she wasn't telling people that she actually had split with her husband. She described this in her long video as a denial phase. And one of my friends who worked in intelligence, when Lauren said that her husband was having trouble getting to Canada, because that's the story that she was going with, ultimately ended up knowing a lot about that particular field and essentially gave her all these different ways for this person to come to America so that they could have their happy family. And when I said America, I actually meant Canada because, again, Canadian, disgusting, ew, I don't like it. Now, this is actually when I realized that she was not together with her husband, and I remember breaking up this conversation by making a joke about my friend who was in the military, who was talking about working in intelligence, committing a war crime, which he didn't appreciate at the time. But look at where we are now, Clinton. Look at what I have revealed to you about my intentions way back when. Now that you know that even though you work intelligence, I got the 10,000 IQ and I could see things that other people can't see. But anyway, enough about me. Let's actually get into this situation, because what Lauren said that she based her ideal view of marriage on, unfortunately, wasn't the successful marriage that she often talked about that her parents had. It was listicles, BuzzFeed style articles in list form, but
by the way, like I'm not gonna like pretend to not understand why Lauren Southern lied about her failed, stupid relationship or marriage. It's embarrassing, you know. She promoted herself. She presented herself as somebody who she's got it figured out. She's got the right ideas. She's a smart, brave cookie, and she is a smart woman, right? She is a brave cookie. We've seen what she's done. But her marriage failed, and it appears to have failed very quickly. It's Sushi Juice Tits Warrior. Hey, be nice. I like Sean. I know he sucks right now, but I like him. Finally, you have been agreeing more and more because the call of the gulags has you enchanted. I don't know if enchanted is the right word. And by the way, it might be my ass in the gulags. We don't know how things are going to play out yet, Friedrich Marx. But I am doing things very carefully. We'll just leave it at that.
For the right wing. The article describes Lauren and her sister as spending their adolescence in the internet hinterlands where wild ideas flourish, free of grounding in material reality and practical experience. Here, one's complex theories are swiftly distilled into bare essentials for maximum viral reach. As Southern put it, quote, follow the listicle and you'll be fine, end quote. And by the time she met her husband, she had been condensing conservative values into listicle form as a media influencer for some years, to the point where it seemed possible to realize this framework in real life. So when marriage beckoned at age 22, she tells WRYLY, I thought I won the lottery. They were married within 4 months and she was quickly pregnant. Now listen, I'm just gonna say this as somebody who's known the fiance for 10 years and who has actually engaged 2 years before the wedding is set to take place. 4 months is not a long period of time. I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to throw shade, but if I...
Yeah, so Lauren Southern did everything wrong, per her own admission. You know, like, you meet a guy who, you had children with him. By the way, he's not going to look like your parents, which is weird. Your kid's not going to look like you guys or look like you. Weird. And this happened so fast, so unbelievably fast. It runs contrary to all the advice I give. Choose your partner carefully. Lay it all out. Lay it all out. So you know what you're getting yourself into. 4 months is not a long time to get to know somebody. It really, really isn't. Some people, like myself, have this intuition built into them. We can kind of see beyond the obvious, and we can kind of just know if a person's a dirtbag or not. Some people can figure this out. One of my teachers kind of taught me this way back in the day. Lauren Southern, 4 months. Kind of a fuck up, man. Again, what does that have to do with the red pill?
I had a time machine, I would go back in time and probably figure out what killed the dinosaurs, but probably 157th on my list, maybe 10,959th on my list. I might say, hey, Lauren, for 4 months, it's a little soon at age 22. Now, one of the things that troubled me is the fact that she trained herself essentially through this indoctrination program of conservative media and conservative values being distilled into listicles, and essentially accepted all kinds of inappropriate behavior. Quote, if I ever disagreed with him in any capacity, he'd just disappear for days at a time. I remember there were nights where he called me worthless and pathetic, then got in his car to leave. But unfortunately, all this oversimplified anti-feminism refused to let...
Yeah, what lists are conservatives producing that suggest it is okay to call your significant other worthless or other hateful, mean words? Where are those lists? I'd like to see those lists. What red pill list suggests doing such a thing? If you want a successful and happy relationship, you're not supposed to verbally beat up on your partner. That is a terrible strategy. Again, none of this should be unique anyways to people who are conservative or liberal, you know? And obviously, Lauren Southern's kind of a fucking liberal. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
Let her see those bad signs. Quote, I had the delusional view of relationships that only women could be the ones that make or break them, and men could do no wrong. So she didn't spot the red flags, even as they grew more extreme. Quote, he'd lock me out of the house. I remember having to knock on a neighbor's door on rainy nights because he'd get upset, drive off without unlocking the house. It was very strange to go from being this public figure on stage with people clapping to the girl crying, knocking on someone else's door with no home to go into, being abandoned with a baby, and quote. Now look, to be clear...
Now, what does that have to do with the red pill? I mean, I hate to sound like a broken clock, or a broken record, but that has nothing to do with the red pill, sweetheart. It sounds like you chose a bad hombre. You chose a man who does not look like your father to have children with, and you did it so quickly, you didn't do your due diligence, and you want to take it out on people like myself or Undid Chronic or, you know, Legion of Men, or The Better Bachelor, so on and so forth. You want to take it out on those guys because they are warning about this predatory behavior. They're warning about issues in relationships. They're warning about how things actually are in the real world. And again, that's part of being red-pilled, is you see the world for what it really is. And, you know, we see a woman like Lauren Southern getting into a relationship like this, and instead of going into simp mode like Sean Fitzgerald, I'm like, looks, you made a lot of fucking bad decisions. Now, again, I don't wish harm on women. I think mistreating people the way that she's been mistreating allegedly, I'm against that. And I take no comfort or pleasure in her suffering if it happened. But I'm also like being realistic here, because what she's doing with her alleged suffering is using it as a weapon against people like me. She's whacking me over the head with it. You're red-pilled, whack. You're tradcon, whack. You want a traditional looking relationship, whack. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this to me? It's like, oh, well, because I dated a man who and married a man and had children with a man who does not look like my father. And he ended up running away, disappearing for days at a time. I don't know where he went. What does that got to do with the trad wives, the trad wife movement? What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with the red pill? Nothing.
I don't want to throw shade at everybody in conservative media that is married. There is, in fact, a married couple that I really appreciate. They seem to be doing it right. I'm not going to name them right here. So you could speculate that maybe it's your favorite married couple. But in reality, you got to understand that this is not acceptable behavior. First and foremost, I'm of the belief that you don't call your spouse, your significant other, your girlfriend, or whatever, any names at all whatsoever. In fact, one of the things my fiance finds so frustrating about me is that whenever we get into an argument, I will argue the point of the argument repeatedly and not get bogged down in any of this other stuff. And the reason
I actually agree with this. You know, like, there was one girl that I was in a relationship with, a long-term relationship with, and man, we fucking went at it, bro. And after that, I grew up, I learned a lot, and I made a promise to myself. It's like, look, I'm going to get serious with a woman eventually, and I'm not going to insult her or call her names or embarrass her. I'm not going to scream at her, and especially in front of, like, my kids. Like, that's just not going to happen. I do agree with that. It seems like she was on the receiving end of these horrific insults, and it's not the right thing. But again, like, what does that got to do with the red pill? You know, this has nothing to do with me.
Reason why I don't do that is because I am of the belief, because it's 100% true, that any name that you call somebody, anything you say in an argument that's about the person being a horrible, terrible person, is something that they'll remember, something that they'll stick with. And over time, you're going to be arguing about all the different things that you argued about in the past, all the different slights that you gave to them during those arguments, and you can never move forward. Now, this, of course, doesn't mean that you should be a pushover. It means you should argue the point, the thing that you're arguing about, in order to find a resolution, and not call your lady a bitch or slut or whore or worthless or any of these names. And if you're in a relationship like that as a woman, you shouldn't put up with it. You should get out of the relationship. It's not acceptable behavior in my mind. But again, that's just me. I'm not the red pill influencer that is not in a stable relationship that's sleeping.
Yeah, by the way, if you believe, if you're calling the woman that you're in a relationship with or married with a slut or a whore, if she's those things, you shouldn't be in a relationship with her in the first place. You know?
With escorts all the time, so why would you even take my opinion on what you should do in relationships? Now, he also insisted that she should publicly quit work, and we heard this story before, that basically he had a high-level government security clearance, and her being a right-wing provocateur who had faced deplatforming, state investigations, and was even banned from entering the UK, also ended up impacting him in terms of his career. And by the way, this is something that Lauren has acknowledged, and when they moved back to Australia, they did so that he can go back to his old work. Now look, on its surface, there's absolutely nothing wrong with somebody leaving their career to be the more at-home person, moving with your spouse in order for them to pursue a better job. This is something that successful marriages do all the time. However, essentially, Lauren, a couple of days after her baby was born, and you can look at this in the article, again, according to her, was told, either you move with me back to Australia, or I'm going to leave you. And as somebody who is dedicated to the idea of marriage, the idea of being divorced was something that she found to be an unacceptable option. And again, here's another bit of advice for people out there in the audience. If you find yourself in a situation where you're doing something under the threat of divorce, and that also requires you separating yourself from your family, from your support system, and also requires you to get cut off financially from your own sources of income, that is a bad sign. Of course, caveat, it's just her side of the story. We haven't heard the other side of the story.
Exactly. I want to hear the man's perspective. Now that all this information is out in the open, you know, she's basically alleging emotional abuse, financial abuse, if you really want to call it that. You know, we got a little bit of narcissism sprinkled in there. We got, manipulative behavior exhibited allegedly by the husband, ex-husband. I need to hear his side of the story. So now that this is out in the open, hopefully he responds. Who knows?
I understand that, but in general, this is a good rule to follow. And obviously, this is something that Lauren would tell people to follow going forward based on her past experience. And honestly, this is probably something that if she heard another couple do this, because it's always easier from an outside perspective to see the problems in other people's relationships, she would probably have told them at the time and not to get into that situation. Now, Lauren says that she was convinced and she believed truly that she had a certain role in the relationship, and it was to be the more submissive one that supports her husband's dreams. She says that she was told daily that she was worthless, pathetic, and dead weight. Then, thousands of miles from friends or family, she reports becoming the closest thing to a modern-day Western slave. With no income of her own, she had to do everything: the lawns, the house, the cooking, baby care, his university homework, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any support. There was no help changing diapers. There was no help waking up in the night with the baby. I'd still have to get up and make breakfast before he went to work. I'd be shaking and nervous for fear that I'm going to get yelled at. Then he'd berate her for spending all her time on tasks that aren't earning money. I was told daily that I was worthless, pathetic, dead weight. All you do is sit around and take care of the baby and do chores. When COVID shut down all real-world public life, her situation became hell on earth. It was, she said, the only time in my life where I idealized dying. Honestly, it makes me sad to read this article, and this would be true whether I knew Lauren, liked her, disliked her, or whatever, because the fact of the matter is, having a traditional role in the household is perfectly fine, but you should be appreciated in that role. And as so-called conservative men, we should understand that if a woman is going to take that role, that is something we should value her for, not degrade her for. It's kind of the most insane thing you could imagine, where you convince somebody to get rid of their job because it's affecting your career. You say that they should stay at home.
Yeah, so it doesn't even sound like she got in a relationship with like a trad guy. So she's a trad wife, allegedly, and if you're a trad woman, you're supposed to get with a trad dude who shares in your belief system, and it appears that that didn't happen. And you want to blame the red pill for leading you astray, for putting you in this vulnerable position, but this is your own doing. You brought about your own demise. Your marriage failed because you moved too quickly. You weren't careful. And your kid does not look like your father. Kind of weird. She's constantly wrong about something, but still acting big. Then you can call her something, I'm sure. Not living in Australia is a divorceable reason. Disavow. She screwed up when she married him, and everything past that does not matter because they shouldn't have been married. Yeah, they shouldn't have been together. I mean, and like here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. She paints herself as this helpless victim. She was led astray. She was tricked. She was bamboozled. You know, nobody warned her. You know, she wasn't given the knowledge to proceed intelligently into this marriage. Okay. I remember I was watching that very long-ass 3-hour-long movie that she made, that 3-hour-long video that she made. I watched it all. I gave her a fair shake. I gave her some, I was like, okay, I gave her some kudos here. And other times I was like, you're kind of dishonest here. And there was something that stood out to me. And by the way, I do believe her. Paul Joseph Watson was trying to have sex with her. He's like, come into my room and let's have sex. And she wanted a serious relationship. She wanted to have a trad boyfriend, a trad husband. Paul Joseph Watson is not a trad guy. The guy's a fucking degenerate. And she knew better. And she walked away. And that event left a sour taste in her mouth. She's like, yeah, the men that were a part of the so-called conservative movement, they are not what they present themselves to be. Fair enough. And she had receipts. Fair enough. So she's not fucking stupid. But for some reason, this individual, this stunning and brave individual, who she had kids with, who don't look like her parents, now all of a sudden, so she knows what to look for. She knows what is not right for her. But somehow, this guy was able to kind of seal the deal. Something's not really adding up. Something's not really adding up. Like, I mean, this is kind of far-fetched, but it's very possible that she wanted a tradcon boy, right? She wanted a conservative tradcon influencer type boyfriend. And they might even be able to make like relationship type videos and kind of expand their content. And that didn't work out because a lot of the people that are a part of the dissident right are fucking phonies. They hate, you know, they're anti-Semitic, but they'll go to the movie theaters and spend a lot of money. They'll actively make videos promoting films made by people that they hate. Very weird. So she kind of realized that a lot of the guys in the conservative movement are fucking fake. Granted. So she jumps into the arms of a man who does not look like, you know, doesn't share her culture, her background, her, you know, genetics. And then of course he abuses her and disappears days at a time, probably to cheat on her, which is kind of common with the kind of guy that she ended up having a kid with, but you know, whatever. It's got nothing to do with the red pill though. FBI husbands are super trad. All the small body male influencers wanted Lauren. They did, didn't they? They really did. I mean, she was pretty cute, you know? She seemed like she'd be fun, but yeah, look, she did the right thing walking away from guys like Paul Joseph Watson and all these other little weirdos. And those guys are weirdos. I mean, yeah, some of their stuff is like interesting, you know, whatever, but like they're dishonest. People a part of like the dissident, the culture warriors, a lot of them are dishonest. Jeremy from the Quartering is dishonest. Eric July is dishonest. Nerdrotic, critical drinker, all fucking losers. All these guys are liars. Oh well. Andrew Tate, pornographer, disgusting. Kanye West, pornographer, disgusting. All these people, fucking frauds. Nick Fuentes, again, I think Nick is funny, but you know, again, he loves the Joker. He promotes all these Marvel, Disney products and shit, but he also says a lot of anti-Semitic shit. Let's just be real; it's what it is. And I don't care. Again, I'm not offended by it. I think what he says is funny. Take that for what it's worth. All right, let's continue.
And do all the chores and take care of the mommy stuff, the baby stuff, and then attack them for not earning any money. And by the way, this is something that we've seen more than a few times in public divorces related to people in conservative media. Now, like I've said it before, and I'll say it again, the lady that I'm getting married to by the end of this year is in law school. She's probably going to work as a lawyer. But if we start a family and she decides at some point in time that she wants to leave the workforce and do the stay-at-home things, I want to be in a position where I could support her in doing that. The idea that I would somehow insist on her leaving her job and then berate her for not earning any money is incredibly foreign and asinine to me. In fact, a lot of you guys out there in the audience will criticize me for not wanting to move out of New York City. And believe me, there are plenty of times where I do want to move out of New York City, but there are more important things than tax rates to me. And the fact of the matter is, I have family here, the fiance has family here, and I could never imagine separating her from her family as a part of a, you know, ultimatum kind of scheme, as is being portrayed by Miss Southern in this particular.
Yeah, by the way, also like the tradcon movement, like the whole point of it is to kind of be closer with your family. You'll have kids, and when you both parents are off to work, grandma and grandpa will help with keeping an eye on them. They'll be close with their friends that they grew up with. They'll be close with other adult siblings, and they'll help out and, you know, whatever. Like, this whole, like, separating the woman from her family and her home and shit, like, that isn't that common. Again, she married a guy outside of her culture who's not a Western person, who's not of European stock. And he got himself his little white 22-year-old prize, and he's like, I'm gonna take my white women, and I'm gonna take it to far away where I can just keep her to myself and treat her like shit. You know, I mean, dude, like, you act like this is common. I mean, I don't know, guys. Am I wrong? Are trad dudes doing this to women that they fucking trick into dating them and shit and marrying them? I don't know.
Particular situation. Now, look, when COVID happened, which by the way was a very strict lockdown in the nation of Australia, as many of you have heard, Lauren talks about how she decided that she was going to move back into work because all the other jobs were shut down and she could earn money in a way from home that her husband couldn't. And he was saying that she should earn money. However, she ended up getting berated for working every time she would do so, even though she was essentially churning over the money that she earned to her husband, just trying to be that trad wife. She also would get berated, apparently, according to her, for not completing tasks that, looking back, she viewed as impossible. But rather than actually stick up for herself, rather than defend herself, she would just pray for grace from her husband. And just pray that maybe if she did enough stuff in order to make him happy, that eventually he'd see the error of her ways and start treating her with kindness, some level of respect, and some level of decency. And honestly, this is very troubling to read. I'm not going to accuse anybody of abuse or anything like that, but this is an abusive pattern. People can see that. That's what's being described to us in this article. Again, put your skepticism out there in the comments if you want. But as somebody who went to school for criminal justice, the idea that you would be beat down, again, with words in this particular case, with actions in this particular case, and then seek out the approval, try to be more perfect in order to avoid that situation again, is a classic abusive cycle, albeit there is no physical abuse alleged in this particular article as far as I can see. In fact, just to be absolutely certain that as of right now, there's no physical abuse being alleged, I actually keyword searched the word abuse in case I might have overlooked something, and I only found one mention of it, but it's not in the context of Lauren accusing her husband or her ex-husband of doing anything. Now look,
let's see. MTMG, well, actual trad doesn't involve separating either families. That's purely emergency shit. Yeah, I know. And again, like, Lauren Southern is not a stupid woman. Like, she knows what to look out for. I think she jumped into the arms of this stunning and brave individual purely out of spite for the guys that were a part of, like, the, you know, Save My White Race movement. And, you know, she fucked up. She fucked up. Not making excuses for the guy, you know, because if what she's saying, even if half of the shit is true, it's abominable. Again, where were her friends? Where was her support network? Where were the people who were her best friend or, you know, close to her and saying, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to abandon your family. You're going to abandon your career to be with this fucking weirdo. And you're going to have a kid with a guy who doesn't even look like your father or your brothers. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You're crazy, Lauren. Like, who put this spell on you? It seems like nobody did that. And again, like, Lauren knows what to look for in a partner. Like, she should understand, because that's what the conservative people are like do online. Like, we uncover and expose deception from people, from institutions, from politicians, from whatever. But somehow this guy got the better of her. I don't know. Something smells funny in this story. I know this is not what he means, but all I can hear is dumb bitch, dumb bitch, dumb bitch. Oh my fucking god, dumb bitch. Yeah, she is a dumb bitch. For sure. Lauren is stupid because she is, disavow. That is hateful, and I don't agree with it.
I do recommend that you read this article. It is linked in the description of this video in its full context, so you can get a hold of the message and take it from its source yourself, because I do find it interesting, especially for women out there that are trying to live up to this trad life value that is often being portrayed on the internet.com and is in no way, shape, or form connected to reality. First and foremost, a lot of these trad wife influencers are girls.
How would you know, Sean? You've been in a relationship with one person, per your words, for 10 years. And as far as I'm concerned, and by the way, he's made other videos pertaining to dating, and he himself does not appear to have ever been in a so-called traditional type relationship. So how would you know? And again, I think promotion of traditional relationships is a good thing. It's a positive thing. Again, just because Lauren Southern is stupid and made horrifically bad decisions does not mean you got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Absolutely not.
Girl boss feminists running their own business. And a lot of these people who are attacking Lauren for supposedly becoming a feminist, for, you know, seeing the error of her ways and then...
She's been a feminist. Let's just be real. Undead Chronic was 100% right about Lauren Southern. And at first I was a little hesitant. I was like, oh, you know, because I want to be a fucking nice guy, right? You know, I'm generally a nice guy. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe you're going a little too hard. No, he was 100% right. He was 100% right about this woman.
Coming out in public and admitting that she made stupid, terrible decisions that a small child, in a lot of cases, could have told her were bad decisions, is somehow a part of her feminist grift, are people who are actually engaging in a feminist grift, selling you this lifestyle. And unlike Lauren, who actually lived up to the values that she believed in, who actually tried to live this out, then regretted it, and still told the truth about it, despite backlash, these people are lying, and when they see stories of this not working out, when they see disasters, they ignore that, they hide it, they attack it, rather than affect anything related to the message, because the message is what makes them money, which is why, again, I have infinitely more respect for somebody like Lauren who does these things, even though these decisions highly questionable from an outsider perspective, let's be perfectly honest, and then admits that she failed, admits that she did wrong, admits that she had a dumb worldview. I mean, again, she had distilled a conservative value.
The worldview was not the problem, dude. Ideology did not necessarily play a role in how this transpired. She chose the wrong guy. She chose a guy outside of her culture. He was not like a traditional Western man, an honorable man. He was a sex pest. He was a creep. He divorced his wife from the family. Or separated the wife from the family. And, you know, he disappeared at a time to do God knows what. This isn't an ideology problem. This is a woman problem. This is a Lauren Southern problem. And again, it's a grift now. This is a new grift. And again, her ass was chapped by the fraudsters on the right-wing dissident movement who were pretending to be trad and weren't. So her ass was so chapped, she ended up fucking and marrying and having a kid with a guy who does not look like her dad. And then that didn't work out. And she was like, okay, well, it didn't work out with Paul Joseph Watson or people who like him. Well, maybe it'll work out with this guy, this stunning and brave guy. And it didn't work out. And she's going to keep her trad wife, you know, philosophy. And because she kept that philosophy with a guy whose culture and lifestyle and beliefs is not compatible with hers, now she's going to do the whole I'm a feminist and I got to save women from the trad wife thing. It's like, dude, you're fucking dumb. And Sean Fitzgerald knows fucking better. I know he knows better, but he's a goddamn simp right now for Lauren Southern because they're friends. And it makes me sick.
Values, in her own words, into listicle format, essentially making her a mirror of those BuzzFeed feminists that we make fun of and all the listicle articles that they would use in order to say this is how a man should behave in the feminist world. And we also have to understand that while there are religious people who genuinely have a belief in God, who genuinely have a belief in gender roles, who genuinely believe in the biblical method of submission to your husband, as is described by many actually religious people, in reality, this kind of ideology that says that a woman always is at fault for anything that goes wrong in the relationship and always has to defer to the husband is going to attract, at least to a certain degree, bad guys that just want power over women, that want to indoctrinate those women in order to accept their poor behavior. And while there are a great number of traditional guys, religious guys, who actually want to be a husband worthy of marriage, that reality exists, and we just have to acknowledge it. Much in the same way that there's a lot of guys that present themselves as feminists because they're low-key predators, and they want the veneer of sanctity in those circles. Look, I know I opened with a thin comparison to film noir, but in reality, one of the lessons that I learned from filmmaking classes was the following. The best thing you can do is the right thing, and honestly, if you have it right the first time, congratulations, my hat's off to you. But the second best thing you can do is the wrong thing, provided that you learn the lessons from that wrong thing in order to forge a better future. And this is why I respect Lauren Southern, because she messed up. But rather than just ignore her faults, ignore her errors, she's trying to do better going forward, and I think that is respectable. So yeah, I gotta keep it real with you guys out there in the audience about these trends that I find to be incredibly troubling on the right-wing side of the political spectrum, and you can call me simping, and you can say, oh, you just want to hook up with this e-girl or that e-girl, but in reality, I would never, and I mean absolutely ever, date a girl that knows how to use a computer. My fiance thinks a cell phone is a magic brick that lights up and makes sounds, and that's why she'll never end up in Lauren Southern's chat room, WhatsApp support thing, Underground Railroad, or whatever you want to call it. Because just like in the way that I'm criticizing all these trad guys and all these feminists for using the veneer of sanctity to abuse women, I'm like a Lifetime movie at home, you know, after the honeymoon when you...
Yeah, and again, like, I'll leave it there, but he is right. There are people on both the left and the right that lash themselves to feminism or trad lifestyle, and they do want to take advantage of other people. They want to take advantage of a woman or a guy, or they'll want to take advantage of their pay pigs and sell them bullshit. That is certainly true. But that's not what's at play here. To suggest otherwise is dishonest, and I fully mean that. So yeah, I didn't have to read the article. I just watched this video at 1.5 speed. Wait, when was she trad? I call bullshit. Getting famous for being trad isn't trad. I don't know. I mean, she was always on the right, apparently. What? Oh, jeez. Paid her to tell the story. Oy vey, I can't disavow. Oy. Yeah, he's simping. No, he can't deny it. She was never trad. He's misrepresenting, and she lied for years. That is true. She did lie for years. My wife is never gonna hear I was simping for this other chick in front of everyone. That's basically what he was saying. Yeah, good catch, Zombie Bomb. Good catch. That's facts. How do you react to facts? No idea, man. No idea. So yeah, Lauren Southern. She fucked up, man. She fucked up. Can't be blaming us for that shit. And, kudos to people who do make it work. And shame on anybody who takes advantage of well-meaning people who end up becoming paid pigs. And shame on anybody who, takes advantage of feminism or the trad lifestyle and takes advantage of unsuspecting people. Yeah, it's a fucked up thing to do, man. Again, all this could have been avoided had she trusted her instincts. But I feel like she was driven by a sense of revenge. I think she was driven by a sense to get back at people who wronged her personally in the YouTube sphere, in the dissident rights sphere, which is why she ended up shacking up with some fucking dork who it doesn't even look like her father, part of a different culture, which is, whatever. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But, don't blame it on fucking me, So yeah, there's a bunch of other shit that I want to talk about, but it is late at night and everybody's been hanging out way too long. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. So I need to go to bed and brush my teeth and drink water because I am out. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know I was late. I don't want to do that again. So, peace out.